All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna be playing some No HUD today. Some good old-fashioned No HUD, meaning meaning we're gonna die a lot probably from just having no idea of our health, but it's worth it because the game looks so much better with No HUD. It's actually kind of crazy, and I figured might as well do some old man also. Hey Echo, because I rarely ever actually play old man. Like, out of all the characters, yeah. Old man's my lowest prestige. And it's not even close, like even Scav Girl I have at 16 now. So let's do some old man. Thankfully I will say, like, yes, it's annoying to level up old man because of this, but at least, unlike Scav Girl, he gets a good rig on his first level here, which is super nice. It is quite refreshing. Alright. Guns and ammo. Let's look at some quests first, actually. Could do target lock. Let's go ahead and do target lock. That's a good question to do. That means we're going to be going to Scorched Enclave. What other Scorched Enclave? That's a free one. We have all requests now, so we want to be able to kill the commander from far away, so let's bring an SVD. Ideally with a scope and a silencer. And then we will have to do a little bit of CQB. Let's bring an actual, just like a close quarters rifle. And I guess, like, considering what we learned in our, like, weapon overview, the SA-58 actually is kind of goated now. The only problem is the ammo. Why are you still sold out? Oh, I know why you're still sold out. Oh no. I guess interesting. That's very interesting. I guess cheating the system has consequences. I didn't consider that actually. I guess it saves the time and date or something like that if you fast forward a bit. I may have fast forwarded my game a bit to reset up my notification box to get a Vepr 12. So I bought some ammo along the way, so I'm now seeing the consequences of that. I have some 308s still, that's perfectly fine. But that's actually hilarious. I didn't even consider that. SVD. Where's my 54R at? There we are. I'm just blind. And let's bring a jump into to get on our special little rock. Regions. Oh, and meds. Yeah, for meds. Eight's fine. Regions. Scorched Enclave. Cemetery. So, goal is to get in there, get on our sniping rock, kill the commander, and then go down to the pit, and then rescue the water scav. Though we do need to follow the water scav out. At least for me, I know some people have issues with it still. The only time I've actually gotten that quest complete is when you follow the NPC basically out of the map. Maybe they despawn or die, but...
Maybe eating a bullet.
So we need to trade the spawns. Let's just see Toothy, we can go up. Alright, there's Toothy. The commander should be down there. Oh, there's an exit down there too. Commander might already be dead. That might be the commander there. That's quite unfortunate. We could reset the spawn, but let's just go rescue our, well, it's a problem too. Maybe doing the water scav quest and doing Toothy at the same time is not incredibly wise. Mainly because the water scavs have to like run right past both of these guys who probably want to murder them. Ow! Hey! Rude. Freaking stray bullets. So inconsiderate. Alright, let's not free you. Oh, I just got stomped. Hey, Knight. Yeah, maybe doing... Well, Toothy doesn't always spawn in the pit. But there is always that tendency for things to like... So... Mechs will do something where even if they don't aggro to you, they will still play. It seems that their stomp animation doesn't rely on aggro. It mainly is like, so you have the regular aggro situation, right, with mechs and other things like that where they aggro and they start shooting you, but it seems that their melee attack functions on entirely different logic of aggro. It's more of just a check of if something is close by, stomp on ground, regardless of if they're actually aggroed or not. All right, well that's unfortunate. We just opened the door too. We were so close. All right. SA58. Hey, Pixel. Hey, John. Alright, let us move over some more ammo. Not a lot, though, because I don't... Man, there's always this risk of just getting murdered again. Alright. Yeah, no, that's fair. I feel that's earned. Oh no, I need to buy a jump. Vendors, Heisenberg, Sir Buttleton. Alright, let's run it back. It would be interesting too, I will say, if there's actually much more like migration in units. We could wait for a long time. It just seems that units like Toothy doesn't really leave that center little ravine once he spawns in there. It'd be nice to have mechanics where, like, you could actually wait out things, perhaps. Alright, let's see where he spawns this time. Hopefully far away, and not in the pit. Oh, there we go, perfect. Alright, where is Commander? Alright, Commander's dead. I love how coordinated the cyborgs are. It's just like, we have to run into a V formation. We are organized. We're not savages. No, don't worry. It's fine. Just stand still. Stand still. Sir. There we go. Man, it's gonna be night and day whenever they fix iron sights. Having to, like, compensate for the jankiness. It's not, like, bad, but it's gonna be so much easier to pop headshots off when it's fixed. Alright, let's go rescue our little water scav and follow him out. Alright. Hello. Wait, why did the door close? I guess did I close it by opening this? Huh. Alright. So this does, I know some people have said this doesn't work for them, but it does work for me. I just, like, if I don't follow him out, it doesn't work, but if I do follow him out, it does work. So I guess we'll see. The danger of this being is that we get murdered along the way, because we kind of have to sprint behind him. Oh, I fucking hate this. Well, I know where he's going. Hopefully I can get there in time. We're gonna take a different route, because I don't want to get murdered by a grenade launcher to the back of my head. So he runs around this way for at least me, and hopefully we'll see him over here. Like, he usually comes over here to the right and then runs through and then runs out of the map. I wonder if he just hits a despawn trigger before that then. Hey, Prom. Okay, there he is, yep. We worked our way around. We're gonna hit a grenade, like a symbol, a sign soon for mines. Yeah, there it is. We'll give it a second, and that should hopefully complete it for us. I don't think we can tell until we leave because we don't have a HUD. But in the meanwhile, though, let's get some extra loot. Alright, snipers, gotta be careful. Or not, not careful, just not get random, basically. While we're here, though, I'm actually a little curious. It would, like, or just like, yeah. Being able to explain things in game logically would be nice. So I know we can get on top of here and we can crawl around. I'm curious though. I think this pipe isn't real, right? That's the thing? Yeah, this pipe is not real. It's quite sad. I guess guess that works. We go the long way route.
Remember, we're already dead.
It would be... I really do hope eventually in their map design they do give us more like ratty ways and cool ways of moving around, especially with thematic jumps. What is more peak rat than just moving around on pipes and in crawl spaces? Yeah, we all got through complete. Yeah, I've only ever gotten this complete when I followed them out. I guess maybe they despawn at a certain distance away. Alright. Let us go ahead and do some cemetery too. Not yet, Daniel. We should be expecting a patch, I guess next week. They could do a Friday patch today, but there's always that there is always that don't push a patch on a Friday. Don't be unwise. Don't destroy the global economy with pushing a patch on Friday and causing a bug. What was that company called that did that? Oh man. What do you mean, Daniel? What do you mean? Also, let's go ahead and get our nice little rig upgrade here. Thank God. So it's bad to update on a Friday, Zombie, because it generally means if there's a critical bug, that means the developers are working the weekend at CloudStrike. And the last thing anyone wants to do is work on the weekend. It's generally why releases are like Tuesdays, right? Because it gives you like the Monday to reflect on anything over the weekend. And then you push out a patch on Tuesday, giving you 3 days of like actual work days to fix things if bad things happen. And if you can't fix it in 3 days, well, and you missed it, and you got pushed to prod, well, then it's on you kind of to work weekends. I mean, at that point, you might roll it back to also, but if it's that bad, but anyway. All right, so we're going to cemetery. We picked up a quest, I think, not to be seen, right? No, we didn't actually, so we can do a little bit of fighting here, actually. Well, we do want to silence gun for sure. Now, I mean, the SA-58 is just an RSAS, right? Just with more ammo. Sure, let's use an RSAS. Why not? I haven't seen anything readable in game at all. If they're doing like kind of the approach, like, so if we go over to some items like this, right? They do have descriptions on a few of these, so maybe they'll be updated in the future. Let's not bring a lot of ammo. I don't think we need a lot of ammo here. Probably only a few meds, and definitely want to bring a jump though. Now the only downside is I don't think, if I recall correctly, the SVD still doesn't one-shot the heavy Russian infantry, the male counterparts, as opposed to female, so we still have to be worried about those guys, but we can stealth kill everything else.
Just gotta get
Good old cemetery. It's all your opens, right? Yeah, mostly your opens. Doesn't make a lot of sense though, too, right? Considering... Oh, for sure, yeah. I know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a photo mode in the next patch, or maybe another patch from now. I know, like, out of a lot of features requested, a photo mode's probably one of the higher ones, like one that's actually in the game. But more lore stuff too. I think like if they just do like the Metal Gear Solid or like what's it called, Elden Ring kind of approach to lore, where they don't really tell you a lot of lore in game, but they leave hints here and there from like item descriptions and things like that in quests. They kind of do that with quests right now. But definitely the big item missing is definitely like descriptions for components. Yeah, stuff like that too, like Scav saying things, or you're hearing chatter over like data feeds. Yeah, peak rat. So we can one-shot all of the females, we just can't one-shot the male guys with this. The only problem is, like, do I even want to go down there? I don't see the book down there. Now, there are a lot of the little things, the comm devices for Europa that we need to pick up, but... A lot of infantry down there too, though. All right, let's move on to the next area. If there was the book down there, yeah, I definitely don't see it. It'd be nice, but not for now. Like I said, like stuff like I know we're not supposed to be up here, as you can probably tell, but it does feel really quite nice. Yeah, hopefully a zombie. Stuff like that. I do kind of like the idea I mentioned last stream too, of like having the ability to like listen to data feeds from certain factions depending on like things you have. and perhaps getting lore and other things that way. And like the main thing though is that providing context of like what units are coming to the map or what units are coming or events that are happening. Like for example, say if Europa's thing was like artillery strike, she might be able to hear artillery strike coming from Europa, or they ordering the artillery strike on the area, giving you precious more time to get to cover. And just the ambiance too of like it's almost like what, like listening to a police scanner. All right, I need to get into this other area before the dog comes. Yeah, cultists are on this map during the night variant. Or the alternate variant. You can't really tell it's night, but like the variant that had basically all the lights out. There are cultists on this map, and they basically have like the cultist skin, which is like a base rider skin plus a few extra adornments, and then they're using like mainly scars. Considering, there we go. There's a book. Come here, give it to me. Is that not it? There we go, we picked it up, so took a second. Yeah, considering that, like, it's hard to say if the cultists are mainly European or Euruscan, but, like, considering all the bodies down here from Europa, and, like, this is a European city, and, like, it would make sense for the garrison to retreat down here and hide, and perhaps become cultists, it feels like Europeans to me. Yeah, it makes sense, though, too, Night a bit, considering, like, if there was a garrison here for Europa, they retreated underground when they got invaded, and then, like, died out or got killed or got hunted down, and so, like, just a bunch of, like, scars lying around. Be free. Just can't get over how nice of clothing they have. Like, sure, their faces are a bit ratty and their, like, jackets aren't great, but, like, look at these shoes, man. The soles aren't even used. My immersion's been broken. Their shoes are too nice. Get the forever drip. See, like, look at me. I got, like, duct tape on my shoes. This is the hobo drip right here. Like, my soles are worn. They're non-existent, if I even have soles. Or what's it called? The treads on my shoes. And then I have duct tape. I think he's actually wearing... like a burlap sack or like a cloth duct taped onto his ankle as a shoe. Like, why can't old man get one of those shoes? He's out here, like, literally wearing cloth with duct tape as shoes. He's practically barefoot. He's what he has. Well, I mean, the civilians, I could be like, hey, civilians, I'll free you for your shoes. Seems like a fair trade. Yeah, old man is a barefoot enjoyer. Fair. Turn around. Update. I mean, like, it's possible. Not everything's possible. I personally wouldn't think they would push a patch on a Friday, I feel like they're wiser than that, but who knows? But like, at least the good news is, right? If it's not this week, it almost assuredly has to be next week. Hey, Lujoth. It's been a while. Like, just think of it, frame your perspective in a different way. With this week going by, and there's not being a patch, it means the patch is so much more closer now, because there's only so much more time before Christmas. And that is true, Ragey, too. There's a bunch of new stuff coming out today, or yesterday also, with the Game Awards. Like, for example, Helldivers 2 got a big patch with the Illuminate, which I might end up playing. I'm just busy right now, unfortunately. And then, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of PoE 2. I've been playing a little bit of Helldivers 2. And I wouldn't mind playing 1999. It's just, yeah. I'd already finished Stalker 2, Daniel. That was on my grind list for a while. But like, yeah, I considered streaming more Stalker 2, but like, I definitely was getting the feeling in Stalker 2. There's a lot of just dead time in Stalker 2. In the sense of, like, it's not even like immersive dead time like this kind of is. It's like it's just like space filler, it feels like. There's a lot of transit in Stalker 2 that feels empty. And like, not even in a good empty, like Immersion, like this is like a vast void set kind of way. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it's yeah, there's a lot of walking sim elements of it, right? But like, the best thing about walking sims is like they give you stuff to look at, and unfortunately there's not enough stuff to look at in Stalker 2 right now to make the walking sim feel like a walking sim as opposed to just like a point A to point B simulator. Should be one more in here. Yeah, it actually was a good timing too. I played a little bit last night with some friends. It felt good so far, I will say. The squids hit different. They, I think it might just require a specialized loadout for them. I'm learning like the right loadout for them, but like, they are some beefy boys. And like, it's interesting too. I've heard stories about it, yeah, in regards to stunning him. So this stagger on cryo is a bit different, but it's a bit buggy too. So it's not the conventional stagger like on regular ammo. It's just it lasts longer, but it's also a bit more buggier. Hey Warlord, it's going well. Just finishing up with Cemetery.
Congrats, guys. We didn't die.
Yeah, I was trying out Zombie, the explosive sniper rifle. Which actually works pretty well. The biggest thing I will say is you need to find a good weapon to break the shields on the spawners. Those spawners pump out so many zombies. Or I guess they're called voterless now. Like, those spawners spawn so many zombies, you need to kill them. They will overwhelm you so quickly. So having a good way of dealing with those like ships, the shields, and then blowing them up is really important. I have noticed, I have liked the exploding sniper rifle, the one that like shoots shrapnel. It seems to be pretty good so far. It's a bit awkward to use against the flying drones and the flying jetpack guys. The crossbow I tried, it didn't seem to work that well, but the exploding sniper rifle worked pretty well because it can also pop the shields on the walkers in one shot, which felt really nice. And while it wouldn't kill the walkers quickly, it would stun lock them consistently. Yeah, the drones having a very small hitbox make them kind of tedious to kill. So you almost like, it's weird. It's a good dynamic because you want like a high damage armor piercing weapon that kills quickly for the big guys, and then you want like a high rate of fire, just like spewing bullets out for the zombies plus probably drones. Let's do some Mesa. But I'm still playing around a bit. I did notice the flamethrower actually is quite good against everything except for, I mean, the jetpack guys you can kill them quickly with it, but it does take a while to get close to. But like, the flamethrower was like good against everything. Hey, Peter. Okay, sure. All right. Oh no, yeah, I tried to take a few different kits out, and you can definitely tell when you have the wrong kit. All right, let us go ahead and let's run the Viper. I haven't run the Viper at all. I will say I was remotely surprised by the Viper and like how actually good it feels to shoot. Oh yeah, poor Viper 12. They are. They're different dynamic from bugs and bots so far, which is nice. They do feel different. And like there is a good contrast between their elite units and the Horde. Like you can be really good at killing the elite units, like the jetpack guys and like I guess the big brawler guys. Or regions, Mesa. Oh, we'll do city runs. You can be really good at killing the big guys, but have issues with dealing with the small guys. I've kind of noticed. I think if I'm playing solo, I think I'm leaning into something along the lines of my current thought is the sniper rifle that explodes, the 5-shot one, whatever it's called, the shrapnel gun, basically. And then offhand is probably just going to be the auto pistol just for backup because it's good versus hordes. Then for the heavy weapon slot, HMG. HMG can basically kill everything, and it's good for popping shields, I think, on the ships. Then supply backpack. And then the biggest thing probably is because there are the hordes to deal with zombies, but I think the way you do that if you're playing solo or playing with small groups is fire grenades. Because they're dumb and they just run it right at you, you can easily path them into fire grenades and they will die from the fire. So like, as opposed to like having your loadout be primarily focused against dealing with the hordes, you can just go all in on dealing with the elites with your loadout and then use the fire grenades to deal with the hordes. You can always scan Daniel. If you just go over to settings and then options and HUD, you can turn the HUD off. Well, that's nice too. The gas grenades kind of do the same thing. The fire grenades definitely got a buff, it seems like a bit, with their fire rework a little bit. They persist for a long time on the ground. But I have noticed too, like the HMG just feels pretty good versus them. The biggest worry being the ammo economy on it's not great. Like, you don't really want to use it against the horde.
Not bad. Not bad.
Hard mints and mothballs, nice. Yeah, I think a few, they do have a few units that, like, so the drones shock you. The biggest thing is occasionally around some of their building zombie, they will have arc towers to zap you, and they basically one-shot you without the armor. So kind of having the armor is like a hedge against that. Oh yeah, people was like, oh, hold on. Why do I not have my bands up? Sorry, 1 second. Let's clear chat. All right. I tried out the arc thrower. I wasn't necessarily in love with it. The rate of fire changed to make it a bit slower. Like, Yeah, it's probably good versus dealing with small hordes, and you do have infinite ammo with it, right? But like, I think it was like 6 or 7 shots with it to kill one of the jump pack guys. Oh, the XO is great. Like, the XO is still the problem solver, right? Where you need to reset aggro. A little bit, just because they have a lot of horde mechanics too, but like, the elites or the actual squid units feel a bit different than Terminids, right? And the drones for the Illuminate are so much more annoying than I think. Well, they're a different kind of annoying than hunters, right? Just like the blinding purple light. Oh yeah, you need to prioritize drones, right? Like, they both incapacitate you to some regard by blinding you with that giant purple light, and they also keep calling in reinforcements. Though I will say, whenever you can get a SAM site, it is so goated versus them. It destroys literally all of their reinforcements with the SAM site active. Yeah, and then the whole city blows up too, practically, from all the ships falling. I think we mainly just need to kill your agents now. I'm sure I have a water map, right? I have to have a water map by now. Alright, there's HKs. I definitely probably have a water map now. Or not water map, but pictures. It really does. It does give me hope too for like games like this, for example. It's just like having aerial units going away or going by is so huge. Now, actually, we should probably go straight to the exit, because there's gonna be plenty of cyborgs there, and we do have HKs on us. Yeah, well, I mean, it feels very, like, printed, right? Which is kind of, I guess, the purpose, too. If you're mass colonizing and putting people on planets, it does make sense to have printed cities like that. What do you mean, Ludroth? Explain. Oh, okay. The scrambler. Hold on. The scrambler for Helldivers. Got it. Understood. Confused for a second. Context. Yeah, got it. Yeah, well, it's a better solution than turning it off, right? Like the jammers for cyborgs. Like, I think they did take it to heart, right? Where it shouldn't necessarily disable it, like some of those things were oppressive, right? But rather just make it. Yeah, I prefer the approach for the scrambler for the Illuminate a lot more than a few of their things they did on launch. I will say my only concern, though, is that you can, by reflex, call in the wrong thing and do something that you actually, like, didn't want to do at all. Like, for example, like, I accidentally put in an SOS beacon when, like, I can understand, like, other stratagems, sure, but, like, I think, like, SOS beacon should be, like, the one thing where you never, like, are forced to, like, call it in by randomness. Mainly because of the implications of, like, it turns your private lobby into a public lobby.
I'm still here.
Yes, Strodes. Murder. They might eventually do that, DJ, right? They're probably gonna look at reception first. Like, I don't think we see a... Ow, what the hell? I don't think we see a bigger unit right now than the walker, right? I haven't seen a bigger unit than the walker yet. The tripod walker. So, like, I imagine much more elite units for Eurasia, or sorry, not Eurasia, the Lumina are coming. Hey, Quinto. Like, they haven't done, like, really bosses yet in game. They kind of have with the mech, the big, what's it called, the spawner, the fabricator for the cyborgs, and the other one, the tentacle guy for the Terminids. So, like, when we eventually see like an elite unit for the Illuminate, it might be something along those lines. Yeah, Quinto. Yeah, I wasn't gunning for it yet. I was mainly driving for my friend. But he was kind of saying that the machine gun felt kind of underwhelming. I like the drifting on it, right? But yeah, it did feel a little bit float. I will say I was driving around mostly. It did feel a little floaty. But I think the biggest thing too, as my friend was saying, like it didn't. The two things he commented on. First, the machine gun didn't feel like that great on it. And the other thing is too, he wanted the ability to call in stratagems from a passenger seat. And that might be too OP, but like I think the good compromise, right? It's like if you like lean out of the car, like you can do an aiming down sights or like shooting, you can get the ability to actually call one in. Oh no, I think that's kind of just like the actual thing you need to do always when driving is stibbing. I was doing it when I was driving too, just stibbing constantly. You just eat a lot of bullets. I can imagine like versus like cyborgs, for example, just like you get into a car, you drive around, and you immediately die. Oh no, I died all the time versus the Illuminate. It is fun. It's difficult, but like it's a difficulty where you think it's just because you don't know a lot yet, as opposed to like artificial difficulty. Yeah, Daniel, basically to like drive by, just like throw 50 like orbals down. And I haven't tried it out yet since they released the extra battle pass now. I am curious how melee feels. I know that was a big request too, right? People want to basically go like they actually want to go around smacking people. All right, we just leveled up again, so we're back down into the poor man's rig. Time for a mech trench, I think. Oh, that's not bad at all. Then that's like that's definitely a fair compromise to replace your sidearm. Does Goldbrick spawn? Hold on. I don't think he spawns on trenches, right? We're gonna see. I don't think he spawns there, though. You should, I guess, we should definitely see how Car operates on the low gravity planets. Just go straight to the moon. G36 time, maybe. That's G36. Bring some 5.56. He has his body, I believe it. We'll leave it up for now and just have it on hand for another map. Let's do something weird. Wait, hold on, beds. Hello. I will say, I never use this spawn, but it does look cool. Weird in the sense I never picked the spawn, right, Jay? This is where I always extract to but never enter from. I do, like, it's probably just me, like, more me than anything else, but I do hope that, like, there might be some more, like, interesting mechanics around the spawns you pick. Other than, like, one being the best or not. Mausoleum kind of has reasons to pick one or the other, but, like, I feel a lot of the other maps don't have a good reason to pick some spawns over the others. I did notice there was definitely some jankiness in trying to run things over Ludroth. Like there is like definitely like a delay or just like the collision feels really weird when trying to drive through things. Like it does happen, but it feels like you just drive through them and then the damage happens. Oh, I did notice too, I haven't played Helldivers 2 in a long while, so I tried out the jetpack, and a big issue I had with the jetpack, right, in the cities, is the second you hit, like, any building in the city, you immediately ragdoll. I was hoping to, like, mantle on things. Nope. Immediately ragdoll. You can, like, if you're patient, get on top of the roofs of the city without destroying them with the jetpack, but, like, a lot of the time it just ends with you, like, basically face planting and then turning into a ragdoll. Oh yeah, I will say too though, like even the crumbled buildings generally do a pretty good job of preventing the voter list from scrambling to you. Like they seem to eventually get to you, like eventually, but like for the most part their pathing doesn't seem good enough to get to you consistently when you're on a building, even if it's collapsed. It came in handy for me a few times with doing defend the flag. But I definitely learned to, like, defend the flag, what you really want is for me, fire grenades. Fire grenades make defend the flag a lot easier now. Just cut off the choke points and just have a backpack for infant grenades. Oh, I haven't really tried killing UFOs. You're about the ones on the ground or the ones in the air for reinforcements? My go-to for that has just been breaking the shield with a heavy machine gun and then shooting the inside with a shrapnel gun, and it blows up immediately. You can kill the shields with the shrapnel gun, but it's just not very efficient. This is how slow it shoots. Yeah, I haven't really tried killing those. It's usually when they're coming and I don't have a SAM set up, I'm usually busy running away for my life because the amount of zombies nearby. Yeah, the individual zombies don't seem very resilient to damage, DJ, for sure. So like guard dogs are probably great versus them, but there's just so many, right? So very many. I haven't seen any EODs yet, unfortunately. I heard people, like, back before the patch praising the new gas one. Oh, is it like a eye headshot, Ludroth? I noticed, like, I could... Well, it didn't... There was issues in regards to, like, not getting swarmed while doing it. Like... the shrapnel, I can't remember what it's called, like the giant like explosive shooting sniper rifle just basically stagger locks it until it dies. It doesn't kill it quickly unless you get like a lot of eye headshots, but it does basically keep it stun locked. But the nice thing is too, right, is because with the eruptor, I think that's what it's called, yeah. Nice thing too is like the heavy machine gun combo with it, like it actually does die to like medium and or like heavy armor piercing rounds. Basically, it's not heavily armored at all. It does have some good HP to it, or decent HP to it, but like you can just sustain fire it down. Impact grenades kind of work too. I've noticed, I tried out the thermite grenades. I really like the thermite grenades against Terminids and the cyborgs, but unfortunately it just does not seem to have the same punch against the Illuminate, mainly because of the shields. But impact grenades seem pretty good for them again. Why are they angry? We're probably pretty full, right? Oh, only a little bit left. Oh yeah, the elites. Yeah, the harvesting tripods for the limited, yeah. They have those like shields and like they have a decent HP pool, but like they're not that armored, so you can bring it down with like small arms fire, well, heavy small arms fire, like the heavy machine gun. Though it could be too, Ludroth, is they probably learned their lesson from the whole issue with cyborgs being way too accurate with things. Like, for example, getting cross-mapped sniped with rockets from the old Devastators. So it could easily be the case that they're just, like, kind of... they know better to make NPCs that spawn in decent numbers way too accurate. Oh, the shield MGs for the Devastators, yeah, those were annoying too, but like getting cross-map rocketed was, back when it one-shot you too, was horrific.
Hey, we made it out.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, like it still works, right? Squids are definitely still like super scary. Like, I find them way, like their comp makes it like, yeah, they're not armored and they're not too accurate, but they are incredibly evasive. They are more like the melee guys on the ground too that are pretty armored, but like I've noticed that like the jump pack guys are pretty evasive, especially when you have a gun that has a slow traverse. For example, the eruptor. It makes it actually like, if you hit them with the eruptor, you can one-shot them sometimes, or basically two-shot them guaranteed. But like getting the gun accurately on them, considering the slow traverse on it, can be kind of hard sometimes. I don't know, cause I have loadouts now. We didn't do any of these. Let's do a mausoleum. Womp womp. Because I know EODs probably spawn on there. Characters. Yeah, it's different, right? Because like each faction now has a different kind of genre. To some extent. Alright, quest-wise. I've never done this quest yet, like, or finished yet. I've done parts of it, but like you never get it done in like usually one run. So I always end up like just going to something else. Really, no quests for... Sure, why not? See if we can't find Rat King. Does the recoilless go through the outer shields, or does it require 2 shots? Yeah, I will say too, I have like, I ran the flamethrower again a few times against them. It actually is like insanely good. You just need a weapon to deal with the jetpack guys and the tripods. So like, because the flamethrower felt good versus literally everything. It melts the armored guys, the melee guys on the ground. It kills them so quickly. So I'm kind of like convinced I should maybe like run the flame armor, and then just go flamer plus some like heavy to deal with the flying boys plus the tripods. I don't have to upgrade. I do have to upgrade rig. Why you carry nothing? That's fine. Yeah, I haven't tried airburst yet. I've definitely thought about it, considering it's squids, right? Airburst should be good against squids, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm still like in love with just like the default
Keep an eye out, guys.
the Eagle Strike, what's it called? The 3 bombs. The default bomb run basically for the Eagles. Like I'll occasionally bring a 500, but like I usually go much more for the regular airstrike. It does the best of both worlds, where it can be pretty good versus armor units, but also it's just much more better versus chaff. So we need to find gold brick. You will usually just spawn in this front area over here. Yeah, I don't know. I know the orbital has like a very like low cooldown, right? So like you only get 1 strike at a time. Or is it 2 strikes at a time? I think it's 1 strike at a time, right? They didn't upgrade that at all. But the plus side is you get it every 90 seconds. Hey. What they need to do, Daniel, they just need to release, they need to release a new upgrade to the 5000. So they do a new bomb. So to be an upgrade from the 500 kilogram, they update it to be the 1,000 pound bomb. So you have your 500 kilogram, and then you have your 1,000 pound bomb. Hey, Boogle Brick. How's it going, Fred? Who's a good gold brick? Who's a good gold brick? No? You see a Lancaster overhead, yeah. You haven't really tried killing spawners yet, just the ones on the ground. Or just the thing under the spawners. I haven't had, I guess the 500 kilogram one does kill them. Though it definitely seems like there's like, what, 2 or 3. So like, I think the regular size ones have 2, and like it's up to 3 and 4. With the larger ones, the larger spawner areas. It definitely seems like you need a consistent way of dropping shields and then shooting an explosive in. Which for me has definitely been the HMG plus the Eruptor. Let us go find some EODs. We're probably going to need to go over to the trench line, actually. I will say, I'm much more scared of the trench line now, considering all the mechs. Mainly because the mechs just have this natural tendency to just walk into the trench line. Oh, that's a good thought. I haven't considered that. Rat King? Rat King! I might be able to actually do this quest. Ah, where are you? Come on, Rat King. Come on over. You can do it. I need your bits. Also, please don't kill me. Oh, what a shot. What a sniper. Hey, where are your bits? I mean, that's just, there it is right there. He's just this little silly guy. No, just like all the mechs are kind of goofy, to be honest. That's just like the status quo for mechs, is to be goofy. Do you have anything else that you just didn't? No. I need to get him more food. Let's head over to here. No, he's European. Though he does have some components on him. So I don't have a way to pause right now. Please don't you walk over me. We're friends. So yeah, if we look at, like, the picture right there is very reminiscent of things that your rescue units will have on them, this black and white picture. So it's almost assuredly he's AI driven. There's no pilot in there. Yeah, allegedly, we don't have proof of this, right? But, like, allegedly the giant thing in his backpack right there, that is a mushroom covered by a canvas that is fed by, you know, people. So, like, he'll, like, kill things and then put things in his meat hooks, and the meat hooks will, like, and the fungus will dissolve those things as nutrients. So, like, the theory is like, basically this was a destroyed European mech. And then this fungus grew on it, right? And essentially covered its core to repair it. And the AI, Europa doesn't like using AIs. But it does seem that they do still use AIs in some capacity. So this is like some, allegedly, once again, basically a fusion between a fungus that basically repairs and keeps the mech alive by sealing its core, its damaged core, and then the AI that's been left alone for so long that it's kind of evolved a bit, right? It may have, like, broken through some of its safeguards, perhaps, because it seems like Europa does not like to have very free-thinking or, like, unconstrained or advanced AIs. But yeah, apparently this is allegedly, we don't know for sure, but this is a fungus. A fungus that basically provides biofuel for the mech over here. Also, I need you to kill things. I need their stuff. That'll work. The exo should spawn in here actually and get that fucking crushed. Don't you? No, he's God. I've been forsaken. We hit the despawn trigger. Oh yeah, so like, yeah, Europa definitely has, considering the amount of weapons and other systems that the mechs have on European vehicles, they definitely do have some AIs for like assisting the pilot and stuff like that, but I'm pretty much sure they're slaves to the pilot. They cannot operate the mech themselves. If they could operate the mech themselves, we'd probably see a lot more of these mechs not be so destroyed or such in a bad state. Yeah, for Europe, I can see that being the case. I can see things like Euruska or maybe Eurasia using them in much more predominant role as opposed to supportive, but yeah, Exos don't have pilots right now, so that could either be just a weird gimmick right now for how it is, but it also could be that it's not a full AI but a VI. Once again, you have AIs and then you have VIs, right? You have virtual intelligence and then you have full AI systems, right? And we're talking about like drones, right? They can be programmed. Like for example, right? When we start programming drones in IRL now to like actually do their job autonomously, which may happen in the near future, that's much more of a VI, right? That's how the drones in this game probably operate. They're not artificial intelligence. They might have like an overlord that's an artificial intelligence telling them where to go, but like when push comes to shove, they probably rely on their programming, right? As opposed to like thinking programming. Same thing with like the Exos and so on and so forth, where they're not piloted. They might even be slave to like an officer or like a Eurasian guy nearby, though we don't really see, sorry, not your officer. We don't really see European officers, right? Which makes me believe that maybe the Exos are the officers. They look kind of like wasps, yeah. And like, I do remember seeing on the wiki that apparently sometimes you can occasionally get the drones flagged as Eurasian drones. So I'm curious if the drones for Eurasia are actually Eurasian drones or Eurasian. They kind of, with their new look a bit more Eurasian-y, but there's always that blur between Eurasia and Eurasia, right? Yeah, and I know we were talking about it last stream too. The Eurasian drones are a little bit weird. Like right now, the Eurasian drones function identically to the European drones, though visually they are completely different. Dimitri, for sure. Yeah, like the AIs that we have right now they're not really AIs per se. They're not free thinking like an AI would be. They're virtual intelligences. They're not even probably that, to be honest. They're dumber than that. And they just mimic intelligence by parroting what people say. The LLMs aren't real intelligences. They are just ways of predicting the next word to come out of their mouth by looking at large amounts of data. But no, so the Eurasian drone does not have a visible gun on it, unlike the European drone. And the Eurasian drone doesn't look... the Eurasian drone doesn't look... Harmon, that was programmed. So Harmon, they are in their programming for these AIs, purposely programming it those ways, and like it's basically telling the AI to try to do that on purpose to see how might the AI try and do that. Ow. Oh yeah, the joys of not being able to see your health bar. Was there riders too? Those looked like they looked like riders, but that's such a weird spot for us to have riders in. But no, yeah. So the open AI thing, right, was it's programmed into the AI to try to do things like that, so they can try to plan for the future and see what methods an AI might try to use to like get around programming. It wasn't organic. But yeah, going back to the Eurasian drones. The Eurasian drones they function. Where are you? Where are you? I know you're here. They function. They have, so like on this drone, right? We see a fan that actually propels it upwards. It makes sense. It actually has that little ring in the center too, is where the gun is, and the gun will traverse and shoot you from that point. The Eurasian drone, as it functions right now, as it operates, it doesn't have a gun like that, but it still shoots in the same manner and flies in the same manner as your open drones, despite having none of the visual aesthetics to support it, right? So it definitely seems like the functionality for Eurasian drones still isn't complete yet. I know one thing that was mentioned last stream, which is I think a really cool idea I didn't think about, was that it has like a little stinger, right? The Eurasian drone. It'd be really cool if that was actually a projectile launcher and it would shoot like needles and darts. Because apparently the whole gimmick with these Eurasian drones is they're supposed to abduct people, right? And it'd be really kind of neat and disturbing for them to like shoot like suppressing darts to like drug you and try to like imagine this. Imagine you're playing with friends and you and the Eurasian drone comes by, drugs one of your friends, knocks them out, and then you start seeing them getting flown away. Please help, I'm being abducted. Please help. Yeah. All right. I think it's time for a nexus, which means it's time to go gun-ho. They really do, Dimitri. No. Wait. Interesting. I definitely did this to myself. I think I know why it says 21 days. I guess I'm not going to be having meds for a while. This might actually mean I need to go med farming. Whoops. It was worth it. I needed a Vepr 12. It needed to happen. If this is the case, we might actually just need to go med farming for a while, actually. Alright, back to the trench lines, actually. So, for those unfamiliar, to get the Vepr 12 without having to go through Kajira on the Discord, I may have messed with my computer's clock a little bit. And I was thinking, just like in the meanwhile, I was like, oh, like let me buy some meds and some ammo along the way, so I could reset this donation box and get my guns, which is why there's nothing in here right now. And eventually, I think it was like on the 27th or 28th of December, in the future, I got my Vepr 12. But apparently, it looks like I might be a little bit locked off from buying items until then. At least meds. Oh well. Worth. Alright. I never looked into it. I didn't want to go through duping. I also didn't have one to begin with, though, Ludra, so I need to get that initial one anyway. Goodbye, sweet prince. I still need that initial one. I really shouldn't bring that in. No, I'm good, thanks. I was really only doing it for the shotgun video. It's not something I would do eventually normally. Since we were running basically a stream of all the weapons earlier this week and last week, I needed to have all the weapons, so I had to get the Vepr 12. Let's see here. Like, I generally prefer not to try to exploit things, but in the case of like showing off that Vepr 12, kind of had to. Alright, so we're not trying to do... We should probably carry less ammo than this, to be honest. 240 is fine. We're just trying to get stock about meds, really. I mean, we have meat tins, right? And there are MREs, too. I mean, it's probably all... What's it called? It's all people. Though, I would love to see some, like, fauna down in the sewers. And maybe some flora, too. Flora and fauna down in the sewers. It would be cool to see funguses and stuff like that. Like, it would be neat to, like, be able to go into more underground maps and explore the like the tunnels and the sewers, and have to deal with like, sure, we have the factions of Europa, Eurasia, and Eruska, right? But then you have like the mutated fauna and flora of the environment, and the like the things that have evolved to survive in this environment, right? I haven't gotten one from the Kacha containers, though. I thought it. I've heard anecdotally it can't drop from them, but I know the PM9 can. I just know you can get it from nation boxes. Not so I just did that. I haven't done gacha farming in forever though too. Haven't really needed to. Oh, definitely more minor factions too. Definitely sewer. That's kind of like what water scavs are, right? To some capacity. Oh, for sure. I would love to see like more high risk areas, Daniel, for sure. Maybe like areas like kind of like mech trenches. Like mech trench is kind of a European area predominantly, but it's still like it's well guarded, but not that well guarded. They are basically Vepr scavs. Yeah, that is correct. Yep, here's our food right here. Mystery meat. What could it possibly be? The secret ingredient is people. We're not trying to fight here because we're trying to create and generate meds, not use them. Let's go over here quickly before they come back. Yes. I mean, technically, the pilot didn't go into the grinder there, Ludroth. It wouldn't go in. They're resilient to grinding. Am I blind? I'm blind. I would be surprised if they ever had the feature in to actually grind things up. It would be really cool though, and also kind of dark. Oh, hello guys. Oh, no, 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 no. Wrong gun, wrong gun, wrong gun. I was meant to have meds, not use them. Thankfully, when the door... Yeah, I could have this out too, that we were almost dead. Thankfully, because the door just like spawns 5 million cyborgs for some reason, we were able to get away. But we used a lot of meds that we just got. Alright. Let's close the door so we can loot in peace. Goodbye. Yeah, the spawns are a bit rough. So they did mention it in a Q&A they want to fix stuff like that, or at least add additional ways. Like drop ships or like beacons and so on and so forth, which I think is like definitely a big thing for me. Having more immersive ways for things to come out of come back into the map. Doors are great. Doors are bad. This room is also great for meds. It's worth it. We definitely came out with more meds, I think, than we actually lost. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Let me actually grab a few more smalls. I'm pretty sure I'm using smalls right now, or at least I was. I honestly, Daniel, I wouldn't mind if they broke open doors. I could definitely see the case for the cemetery dog. Like, right now, the inability for the dog to, like, go through doors and... like go through some pathways because of doorways and stuff like that is definitely why the AI glitches out a lot of the time. So I could definitely see the case of like letting the dog, like giving the ability for units to go anywhere on the map and break down doors can probably solve a lot of pathfinding issues. And it would also create scenarios too where maybe like you could like weld doors shut or do stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm Ludroth. I almost feel like they'd kind of know that the 2K threshold is probably a mistake. Is it? Hold on, I'll listen more. I feel like that's gotta be coming, right? Like, maybe it's not, but I feel like it's a pretty universal criticism right now. Like, it's... I don't think anyone says they like getting one shot by a dog at 2K HP. We'll have to see. Oh, interesting, little Papa. So one of his like voice lines was a regular bad. Like maybe just a placeholder for now. Like a dev recording a voice for like you know, gets replaced by an actual voice actor eventually. Well, I can see like it's pretty clear why they did it, right? They want to have a unit that feels scary, and the 1K dog is not scary because you can just literally ignore it. And how do you make the dog scary? Then you make it one-shot you. The grabber or stalker, depending on the context. Dude, I will say voice acting is hard, man. You'd be like, it is actually surprisingly hard to voice act. You think it'd be easy, it's just recording lines, right? But like getting the actual acting across and getting like the tone inflection, making it all feel like it fits the setting that you're in, really quite hard. Like it's actually a talent. I swear, for sure, Dimitri. Yeah, like it's surprisingly hard. I really, I like the concept of mechs being here. At the same time, I kind of feel until the trenches are actually kind of safe from the terror of these big boys, I'm not sure if it's right. Like, maybe program them to have a very specific pathing to, like, not go near the trench lines or something like that. It just, when they step into trench lines, it drives me crazy. Like, that one's over there is over the trench lines, too. No, they're gonna be, like, 0 to 3 Ludroth. When they add the ability for mechs to spawn here, it's always been 0 to 3. But like, you can see here now, right? Like the mechs are stuck in the trench lines. So like, if I go in the trench lines, I just get stomped and killed. It's very quite sad. Yeah, I will say, I don't always see 3, but I have noticed 3 like can happen quite a bit. It's usually 2. But no, yeah, it's quite unfortunate. It basically makes the trench lines unplayable, it feels like, because your chance of just getting melee stomped is just so high. Because like I said earlier, like the melee stomp for mechs doesn't happen based off aggro, it happens off proximity. It seems that like the mechs don't care if they're aggro to you or not, or know you're there. If you are nearby under their threshold, right, then the melee attack will happen. It seems indiscriminate of whether they know you're there or not. Please leave me alone. Please, no. Please, 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 sir, sir, sir. No, stop hitting me, please. Tree. Tree. Blessed be the holy tree. Let's play. I'm going over the pipes. I feel like this was placed here to like make you think it's being supporting, or like that. I feel like this is here to make you feel like this is like it's supporting the arch. It's a lie. Hey Phoenix. Though I know we're talking about a lot here so far and what we want for the patch. The biggest thing though that I want for the one of the biggest things I want for the patch, definitely. Where are you? Everything is so dangerous here. Pipes is so dangerous. Where are you? There we go. This. We have the destroyed models for it right now, but I want to see some of the the mega vehicles. I want to see our first heavies and super heavy vehicles, right? I want to see this bad boy in action. Now I will say there's not really a lot of maps right now that can probably support this. I guess Scorched, Enclave, and Mesa. You could have this over here out in the fields fighting, but there's not a lot of places to deploy this currently, right? This giant behemoth. And then we have this one over here too, right? They're kind of similar variants, but you have this Tesla tank, and then you have over here you. Then we have this one with a giant can on the front. And the giant Gatling gun. Look at that thing. It's beautiful. I want to see this currently fighting. I will say, this definitely gives me so this gives me vibes of Euruska, and this definitely gives me vibes of Europa. Mainly because this turret here is used on a lot of European tanks, or European things. It definitely does seem ragey that the developers are massive anime fans. Also, I know that I showed this before too. I wonder, I feel like this was an afterthought. I don't think this is actually for real. I imagine if the devs catch wind of this, this might be removed. So, oh, you're this is a mech. No, this is an exo. The underslung grenade launcher, the underslung thing here, and then you can kind of see too the actual joysticks here. This is just a scaled up exo. So it kind of gives thoughts to what goes in here. Does a pilot get into a smaller exo and then gets in this exo, like an egg? Eggception, like the Russian dolls. Yeah, the only problem is what goes in the bigger exo, right? Well, at least it could be a smaller pilot outfit, right, for an exo, but this is an upscaled cockpit too, right? Yeah, secret giant European pilots. So this feels like an afterthought to be a sense of, oh no, we put this on for ambiance, but no, they're looking closer. It is literally just an upscaled mech. Or exo rather. It is literally just Control S, increase size. We do get a better look too at I guess the what's it called, the little guns right here, but no, this is 100% just an upscaled exo. Dimitri, that's the same thing with the regular exos, right? The exos are so exposed also. You can easily kill the pilot with a side shot when they're in an exo. Though that does seem to be a recurring theme with Europa though too. Europa seems to okay, you get armor in your front. If you get shot on the side, it's on you. Even the mechs, for example, too. The mechs have very little armor from the side, a side profile. All right, we came in with a bunch of small meds. We came out with 2 advanced and 3. Wait, no, 3 advanced. No, I don't think Europa values human life at all. Europa doesn't value human life at all. They definitely showed a value their pilots in some capacity, but their biggest trade-off is definitely like when they have the idea of Europa values more firepower as opposed to armor. It would much rather it win the fights quickly than having to rely on lots of armor to like be able to shrug off hits and like do like, you know, these long gunfights. And it kind of works too, right? For example, the Euruscan medium mechs get absolutely bodied consistently by Europa. I don't think I rarely ever see Euruscan medium mechs actually beat European ones. It's just that European ones have so much more firepower. Mainly because of the quad cannons. It's interesting, right? Because we do have Rust in Peace, for example, Daniel. But, like... what do you think they talk about? How their day went. Probably lots of silence. I imagine it's probably, like, they're probably sort of like whales in regards to the fact they don't talk a lot, but when they do, it's probably, like... very vocal because they probably are naturally quite loud. All right, what do I want to run? I think I have enough meds now for Scrapyard, so we can do Scrapyard. But it definitely seems like they do like whittling down. Like, I definitely think the engravings on the Rescue Medium mechs are definitely from the mechs themselves during downtime. Considering like the strength probably needed to carve into that. And considering the size too, it would make sense. Let's get a better rig. Need to upgrade back, eat back. And let us try, where are you? So I have plenty of these left. There we are. We'll bring like 200. That should hopefully be enough. 44 there. Why are you so heavy? 20 mil. 74 rounds. We probably don't need that many. We'll go down to 50. Oh yeah, I only had one last stream. I haven't had members in a while. I haven't really tried to like farm them at all. I generally don't stock up on things for the most part, as you probably see. Like, if I really wanted to, I could just like sit on resets and buy all my meds and ammo if I wanted to, but I really don't bother with that.
Out, guys.
It seems excessive. All right.
Worth the extra weight.
Oh. Is it? Well, I'm being dumb right now. I can't remember how to actually deploy these things. Q, there we go. Whee! Defend me, squires. Hello? There they come. I love how like low velocity these guns are and so floppy. Imagine being a Warrior Agent Cyborg and programmed to like run forward toward enemy, like a claymore, forward facing toward enemy, and just like you just hear the turrets going off and seeing cyborg parts flying by, and you're like, I have to go out there. My brain tells me to. I don't have a choice, and then this happens. They're running away. They're learning. Oh, yeah, especially when you like you come in, Lil Papa, and then you leave immediately, just to, like get the extract over with. It definitely does feel like, yeah, a little gimmicky. Where are they going? The bullets are so floppy, and wildly inaccurate too at any range. Hold on, let me just. How did we break these? Like, did we put like put a turret directly in their path? They're like, scramblers. Are you guys out? No way. Why aren't you guys shooting? You have rounds left. They're pretty low, though, I will say. There they go. They're so wildly inaccurate. Hey, mister. It was good, thanks. You silly little turrets, you, with your floppy bullets. Turrets? I know you have ammo left. Are you... Does the scrambler confuse your targeting systems? Really? You're not, there's no way you're out of ammo yet. Oh, 1 round, 26, 36. I mean, you can still shoot. Where are you? Oh, space program. I mean, I guess they did do their job. I mean, it looks so much. I know the bullets are floppy and they're not great looking right now, but if they ever had like decals and like a little effects for impacts, oh my god, it looks so cool. So much cake. I mean, you have to realize too, glutes are really important for like strength, right? So you gotta, they have to have cakes. If you told people they could have squat level kicks without having to do squats, everyone would have kicks. I want to say it's a little bit of a drop, not that much though. It's actually surprisingly accurate. We'll say here. Yep. Well, actually, little Papa, well, spoilers. We don't need to go into spoilers right now. Be free, might probably say. You're running the wrong way. I think I just answered your question, Rachie. I feel like I answered your question already. Oh, I gotta deal with the brawlers again. Oh. No, he's just sleeping. We don't kill around here. Everything is just sleeping. You guys are just all taking quiet naps. We're shooting sleeping pills. And everything's just taking nice quiet naps. So they are imposters. They're faking it. So if you guys aren't familiar, back in the prior patch, they removed it, but the civilians would they would play cyborg sound effects when they were tied up or just running away, and so it gave the impression that we were freeing, you know, spies or cyborgs that were supposed to kind of sneak into the environment, right, as infiltrating agents. Well, they removed it, but I think it's canon, which is why when we saw that person running away, we fixed the problem. I missed. Sir? I mean, we don't know if it was a bug or not, but they did remove it. Yeah, they are really tanky if you don't get headshots. I mean, they are wearing they are wearing like EOD armor though. So like they're pretty tanky, but this is 20 mil. These are brawlers. These are like kind of like the shock troopers of Eurasia. They're basically like really scary EODs from Europa. They have like the same armor from Europa, like the EOD armor. It's a bit different though. The main thing though is that you have the kind of the melee brawlers, and then you have the regular brawlers. Yeah. So there's two variants of brawlers. There's the melee ones and the regular ones. The regular brawlers will have RPKs, and I cannot stress this enough. They will obliterate you in melee or range. Like if they catch you out in the open, those RPKs will stun lock you and just obliterate you in an instant. Or instant. Like they are exceptionally deadly. And the thing too is like if they will ground slam a melee, and the melee will also kill you also. So they're high threat in like every regard. Yeah, the guaranteed stagger lock from them is huge. And it's not like a stagger lock because of like a stomach mechanic. It's a stagger lock because they're hitting a damage threshold because of how much fucking damage they do. I do hope they fix the animations though too a bit. Like, occasionally, as you notice, like when you shoot an enemy, right, the recoil animation or the impact animation for them will be like very, what's the right word, excessive. Like that's fine, but where are you? Do the weird thing. There we go, like right there. The shaking. It doesn't happen all of the time, but it happens some of the time. And I think it was happening in Stalker too. They fixed it pretty quickly. But the biggest thing, it moves the hitboxes around. Which means that like you can get a headshot, and because their hitbox is like shaking around like violently, unrealistically, it's hard to like line up a second headshot. I don't want to go into spoilers, Ragey. I will say that, like, as you see the higher up ranks of cyborgs, they have more faces, right? So, yeah. We actually came out with more meta, I think, than we actually went in with. All right, sick. No, but yeah, there's a video coming out probably mid to early next week, depending on things. We'll have to see what happens with the patch, if it's like today or something like that, or anything happens with the patch. But I finished the script last night. It's my longest script to date, so I have no idea how long it's gonna take me to record it. If my voice will hold out that long. But yeah. Hopefully like mid to early, or like early to mid next week. All right. What map we looking at? Probably not. I'm a little bit busy this weekend, Ludroth, and I had to do that. I've been. The video has been in the works for too long at this point. I need to get it like done and out. So this weekend's mainly just some IRL activities plus mainly working on that video. Though perhaps next week, if the patch doesn't come out anytime soon, we'll see about Helldiver streaming. I am interested in doing it for sure. Just depends on time constraints. The videos take precedence right now. I haven't done the elevator one. I think it's like the exact same mechanic, right? But I do want to try it out. The extra mechanic for that. Choose the Scar. I haven't used the Scar in a while. The Scar actually is remarkably kind of interesting, right? Because it does have a high headshot multiplier. Like, it shreds things. Why are you a D? Oh, it just looks different? Maybe it has an ergo stat later? It has this little polymer thing at the bottom? Okay. No, Ludroth, we can, by the way, we can still make cursed guns. It's a bit harder now, but you can still do it. It is still possible. They have tried their best efforts to deny me my cursed guns, but we have found a new way that will probably be patched out. Unfortunately, no, it does have. I can't get rid of the stock. They made sure that the stocks will always stay on. I cannot solve that issue. Yeah, unfortunately, like, this is as like, other than doing like the weird 4x builds though. Hold on. No, it's fine. The only other like big cursed gun is you can put a 4 times on one of the pistols. I think it's the A7 target, so you can have a 4 times on top of a pistol, which is really fun because it takes up the entire slide of the pistol, which is super fun to see. No, but this is the cursed gun we can get right now. We can do the front sight only mechanic, which means you're aiming at like, yeah, it doesn't work great. But this is unfortunately about as cursed as we can get. It's just the no rear sight aperture, just the front post. Will this help with aiming? No, it will not. It actually is quite bad for aiming. I'm gonna let me use the front post. I'm hitting the ground. I love how immediate it sounds. No, but like it's bad. So you, if you aim with the actual sight, it goes right into the ground naturally, right? So you have to aim basically at the base of the gun, or the base of the iron sights. Did his eyes just move? Sir? I feel like his eyes moved. Really? Are you gonna... Hold on. The weird thing is too, is I'm pretty sure this gun is a smaller tracer than most other rifles. Yeah, it's always weird when we get like the mech trench variant that actually has a decent amount of your opens in here. Because they don't always spawn this this capacity. Really? Now, you do have to be careful when they're spawning this aggressively, because when we're using unsilenced guns, they will have a tendency to sneak by you and behind you. That door is closed. That's huge. Like, for example, like if that door is open, there's a good chance we get flanked. Oh, we're full, right? Yeah, we're definitely full. Hey, no. Oh, yeah, HKs. That makes sense. Don't worry. We went from in progress to complete. The cubes remain. They are an intended feature of the map. Cube. I haven't actually given it that much thought, to be honest. I definitely think... So, Old Man seems like good serve... No, just it plays a sound effect now, which is kind of nice. So Old Man just seems like a survivor. He might have been like old military, but he just seems like a survivalist type. Scav Girl is probably like an ex-pilot for Europa, I imagine. Masked Man is probably actually like an ex-European soldier out of everyone. Like out of all of the current like applicants, like Masked Man's probably like a current like or former European soldier. Now Bagman has a lot of augments, like cybernetics, which kind of points toward having either Eurasia or Eurasian origins. Like, we don't see that kind of modifications on any European soldiers at all, so it kind of points that he either needs to be your Ruskin or your Asian in some capacity. Because it's like his entire arms are just augmented. I think it's mostly like some of his face too. I will say, like, you have to go loud with this gun, but as you saw right there, it just, when you headshot things, it just tears through them so quickly. Like, I will say, like, 308 and 50 cal feels a lot better now. 50 cal felt good before, but not definitely on the Scar. But the Scar actually feels like it has a role now, where if you want a fully automatic gun that just headshot destroys everything, it's this. Like, sure, you don't get a silencer, but like that's the caveat of just melting EODs. Don't think we have this one right. Yeah, we don't. I will say, this room is pretty dangerous, though. There's 2 respawn points on each side back here. And it's like, they respawn quick enough where it's like actually dangerous to fight in here. Like, they'll respawn in this tunnel over here, then this tunnel over here. I divine cybermancy. I have not. I have no idea what that is. Did I not set you on fire? I have this quest, don't I? Oh, yeah, we did have the quest. I'm on fire. Time for the time extract. I actually don't think I've ever... Am I really that low on meds? I'm not gonna bet you. I said I was low on med and you do that to me. Come on. Really? I don't think this game is that complicated, to be honest. Like, lore-wise it could be, but like, not gameplay mechanic-wise, I don't feel like. At least not yet. See you, Dimitri. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. You know, this game is it's a pretty like bog standard extraction shooter, and I actually think it's I think it's a good thing too, right? Like, I like Tarkov, but like I have to be like in the mood for the complexity of Tarkov sometimes, right? There is a certain degree of like beauty and simplicity when it comes to games like this, like having cool mechanics but like not having them being overbearing. How do I activate you? Just like this right here? Oh yeah, that's it. It's descending. Can you hurry up, please? Sir? Oh, hello. Hey, zombie. Wait. Is its texture moving? Oh, that is so janky. The texture on it, this was like never planned to move, I guess. So like it's scrolling with the texture, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I could understand that. Like, usually I don't think of decals being that complex, but like considering all of the weird oddities of like what I've seen so far in Unreal Engine 5 games, like I could definitely believe it. Like, I'm so used to decals being prevalent in so many different games that like Unreal Engine 5 games just seem weird with it. Yeah. It seems like more like texture streaming, like, or the textures though being like scrolling, but yeah. Considering like, yeah, no bolt impacts, I definitely feel like they know that too. Which is the reason why we don't have bolt impacts consistently. I want to see what these guys are too. Like, we have, I wonder if like, he's actually supposed to be the vendor eventually, and not this guy. He does not animated yet. We have kind of, you got like a robotic person, right? A robotic vendor. The same one we see over here. Like these like non like working like artificial vendors. That's Grillo. Ooh. I think it's time to do some assassinations. And I believe we're looking for, what's it called? Give me the quest. There we go. Perfect. All 3 quests for assassinations. Let's go to the finish real quickly. Girl kind of has that face, right? Like, all the vendors seem like humans so far, right? But then we have these guys who like seem to be like actually like robots, perhaps. Like actual constructs. They have like a gas mask head too, but like they're definitely robots. You can see the hands too, and then like the TV head. It could just be like an actual like robot for vendors to like communicate through. It would make sense for vendors like Grillo not to be here with us. And then we have poor. It says Aramaki. I don't think it's Aramaki. I think this looks like the Euruscan guy who we're keeping stuck here. It's probably just says Aramaki for right now. It could be Aramaki if Aramaki's an Exo or at a Orgamac, but I don't think that's the case. Alright, so we're gonna want the 36M if we're assassinating people. Unfortunately, the SVD is just not accurate enough, really. It can be accurate enough. Well, I guess we can see. Where are you actually? SVD. It's weird. The 36M and the 50 cal sniper rifles both have way better accuracy than the SVD. And I know the SVD like isn't as accurate as people think it is, but at the same time, like it's pretty bad. All of the sniper rifles that aren't like 50 cals are pretty bad, or 20 millimeters are pretty bad. That should be more than enough, and then we'll bring 54R. The big thing we want here is definitely a jump. Regions, Mesa, and we'll do streets. Actually, we'll do city runs. That's nice to know. No, I haven't leveled up on that, thankfully. Though it is kind of weird too, how like you actually need to level up the SVD to get access to like a basic scope for it. It definitely feels like one of those guns that should actually have like a default, like a PSO on it. Kind of like how we see for the AKs, like they have the non-default mods in them, like the non-A mods on them. I feel like the SVD should be that case too, where it has a default scope on it. It feels really weird when you're starting out with a sniper rifle and you start having to use irons at first. And it probably pulls people away from using the gun. The grenade launcher. They do. Though you do notice too really quickly how like inaccurate some of the guns are at long ranges, especially things like the SVD. But I know too, like apparently it's not supposed to be even that accurate of a gun, right? Like it's a DMR, don't get me wrong, but at the same time it's supposed to be like an MOA of like 3 or 3 to 5 MOA as opposed to like 1 or 2 you would expect for like a precision rifle. Okay, so I don't see our friend here and I don't see our friend here, which probably means we don't have any of them right now. They could be downstairs on the mech, but I feel like we would have heard them by now. Shooting. So unfortunate. I always like snapping up here too. See you, Daniel. You're just so inconsistent when you actually get them to spawn. Like even when I have all 3 quests, like you just don't get lucky sometimes. All right, now we go. Sir? Sir? Is there one down there in the mech? I don't think so. I don't hear it. Nope, yep, nothing. I have seen the sniper up here occasionally in weird spots, so maybe he can still be over here. But it's looking like a fat no. So out we go and go back in. Now, I'm not sure if they should like force spawns on units depending on quests. But I don't know. It feels... It'd be different. Well, I will say too, it'd be different if things spawn farther away. Because I can still go up there and kind of have fun sniping other units. But because... Like, one of the reasons why I like picking up these quests and coming to Ashland Mesa, for example, is because it's like the only way to get some of these units to spawn far away. So for example, right, most units will only spawn when you're in proximity to an area for performance reasons, but like the quest units will always spawn no matter what immediately, even if they're across map. God, they're so scary. Sir? Sir? Hold still. Sir? Hold still.
They really do, though. Thankfully. Oh. Any aggro? Yeah. As long as you're hitting your headshots, I will say, it does feel kind of nice. It really is, right? Like, you can just pop all their heads off one by one and they just can't notice, and then, like, you hit one in the chest, like, suddenly the whole world comes down on you. Whee!
Carry the fire in these bottles.
Yeah, so like there's no gun on the like the underside of this, right? There's no like turret or anything like that. So like if they shoot projectiles, it's probably from this little like needle project expenditure, right? They do not have a gun. It could be the case too where like their gun's supposed to be the rider on their back. Since it's supposed to be the Russian rider that rides them. No, they're just moving around. They do look very rideable, actually, yeah. And they have like flashlights too that currently aren't active. These little flashlights here. More like floodlights, to be honest, too. I can definitely see the case also where like it has this like giant, like it has this giant sack here that kind of has this bulbous protrusion on the back, and you kind of, it's kind of hard to like it definitely stings things, right? But like more likely it, I mean, shoots gas or shoots, you know, poison at you perhaps, and tries to incapacitate you so it can like abduct you and move you away. It's got like little grabbery hands here, like these look like grabbers, things I can carry. But yeah, there's no gun on it. Like the reason why it floats too is a bit weird, but like I can justify that a lot more than I can justify getting shot at by something that doesn't exist. Like it does have like a kind of a jet on the like big area on its chest, but outside of that, yeah, no gun. Though it would be cool too, like if it didn't fly, if it actually like crawled around. Yeah, so unfortunately it's dead right now, but you can see it has these like little sacks on its back here, and this little thing. Does it have like an actual bulb where it protrudes out of? Hold on, I did the wrong thing here. Maybe, like a needle. But yeah, there's no visible gun. This is just like for the midsection, right? And there's no gun on that. It connects that to that. Quite curious. And then yeah, you like have a saddle on the back here where people can ride. Probably, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of awkward probably to ride a little bit. Maybe you're on the front. But yeah, like it has like this like little intake here for air. I didn't see an exhaust anywhere on it, so I'm curious if it actually has the ability to fly. It probably does. They kind of just like tech explain it away. But it would be cool, right? If, for example, if it crawled, right? Like imagine like a bunch of like, imagine the innards, right? That giant center pit in the innards, and you see a bunch of like insect Euruscan drones or Asian drones like clawing down the walls with riders on their back. How epic that would look. And like the sound effects you could do too with like the metal and like the different sound effects these drones could be playing against certain surfaces would be super scary. Running it back. I should probably prestige. We lose our nice rig, but it's fine. I can just wear a slightly worse rig for right now. Though I could see the case too, right? Where like maybe kind of like a Jeep or like a Humvee, you have on top of it like a mounted machine gun that the rider uses also. All right, 54R. And then 20 mil. Yeah, I mean, looking at how it functions and the chemicals and the bioelectrical, like it says Eurasia in game, but it looks much more like a Euruscan unit. I do actually agree. And that's the weird thing with the body tank too. The body tank for me feels much more of like a different faction's tank. Like it feels like the body tank for Europa feels like something took a Merkava and like zombified it, right?
Just gotta get
Like it'd be cool if like Eurasia's tank wasn't an actual tank, but it would take Merkavas and maybe T90s that were destroyed and kind of repair them with the bodies of cyborgs. Kind of like necromancy, right? And so the body tank wasn't really a tank with bodies on it. It was a tank resurrected with the bodies of cyborgs, and that's really, it could be a reason why, for example, they like are so enamored with collecting their dead, because the dead can be repurposed to use as components for their rituals, their tech rituals to zombify the dead. They're tech necromancers. There you go. They're tech necromancers, right? They resurrect dead tech by using tech. Really? I am just getting so unlucky today. Are they down here at all? Perhaps, yeah. Though I'm not sure. I guess Mother does care about regular bodies too, not just. Yeah, there's Tormentor. All right, there's one. Not what we wanted, but it is something. So generally, you'll see the sniper spawn in here occasionally. You can usually shoot him from there. I think I've seen Goldbrick spawn in there too. Goldbrick can also spawn this little plateau over here. But yeah, the body tank could be a lure to draw mothers in. Maybe to try to defeat them. Though mothers being as tanky as they are, it's kind of a mute point currently. But I can definitely see the case of mothers dying to body tanks. But I do think like cyber revivified tanks would be epic as shit. And I do think it'd be really cool to see like Eurasia like clearly utilize their recycling methods in game for some gain.
Fighting is too heavy. Let's keep low.
I do hope, I really do think the reason why the velocity on so many different guns in game currently is so low is because of the weird targeting bug. And I do hope they're able to fix them a lot when they fix the targeting bug, if they fix the targeting bug. So I do think the rail guns in quotation marks of these Euruscan mechs is kind of diminished a bit. Did someone just shoot at me? Oh, they're shooting at that. Oh, it's making collateral damage. The railgun's a bit diminished when it shoots like the slowest railgun bolt ever. Also, we do have these like troop carriers too for Europa. I would like to see eventually, right? These are like all around Ash and Mesa. These like troop carriers with the gun in front. No worry, we'll be discussing those for the near future. There will be talks. There's a lot of them too, of these APCs around. They're like, they're literally like half fire truck, half APC. They look, I don't know why they do look like fire trucks to me, at least American ones. Even oh, now we're having a fight. Yeah, we're gonna watch the medium mechs and we're just gonna get bodied by European mechs. It's never close. Unfortunately, they have a 2v1 right now. But yeah, the quad cannons, like, it doesn't seem like the railgun shoots fast enough or consistently enough to like ever be able to fight off the Euruscan, the European mechs. It also seems too that the quad cannons get some like insane extra damage against mechs. Because like the Scars do a lot, but it's mainly just like the quad cannons that obliterate things. Like, it wasn't even close. Thing got demolished immediately. Yeah, just death. Like, it's never close. Like, with enough T90 support, you might occasionally see them take out one of these if they have like a squad of T90s with them, but like if it's a 2v2 straight up, they always lose. Yeah, it's the doctrine of Europe's more gun technology. We just give them more gun. The chillest of choppers. But I will say, in the few instances where choppers will actually fight the medium mechs, well, out of meds now, they get absolutely shredded by the chopper. Just like the mechs have, both mechs on both sides right now have such giant issues dealing with anything above them. They might have like 5 to 10 degrees of traverse. Or the ability, what's it called, elevation. Before they can't aim up anymore. It's real bad. Actually, going up here is pretty cool, at least. I didn't know we can do this, actually. Is there nothing there that didn't spawn yet? Ow, I gotta stop missing my jumps, man. So many meds. Just all drones, okay. Interesting. If I didn't know better, that would almost look like ways of jumping down. Like a jumping puzzle. Quite curious. I will say, like, if they're mainly concerned about performance, I think verticality and like layering no, there's a death trigger immediately. Layering maps like into one giant map is definitely a way of doing it, because it creates easy ways for you to call different areas of the map. He's got some steel. He's probably got a few replacements at his knees and hips, probably. I mean, he has a what's it called? A metal arm, if you can tell. Is there a good way of seeing? Not really. You can kind of see it right here, right? On the 36M. His middle hand underneath. So he's had a few replacements here and there. So I'm sure he's got like metal knees, metal hips. But like not like cybernetic, just metal. Oh, missed. Whoops, missed. That's not good. Thank you, straight lines. Beautiful. Okay, they're not solid. Really? They're not solid? Nope, they're not solid, confirmed. That's so sad. I was gonna go on a ride. 0 out of 10 game, uninstalling. I can't play this game anymore. Can't ride drones. It's impressive. I mean, he has an arm, right? That's basically like robotic. I wouldn't call a hip replacement high tech.
Narrow but clean exit.
Hip replacement seems pretty low tech, actually. Metal knees, metal hip. I still haven't been able to snipe yet. It makes me quite sad. Well, I mean, steel bones would be good until they're bad, right? Because eventually, if you have like a steel leg, or like if you have steel bones replacing your regular bones, like if you have a regular hip and then you have like a steel femur, imagine what would happen if like you suddenly landed very hard on that steel femur and it just went straight into your bone hip. Ugh. I imagine it does not feel very good. Or it probably would destroy your hip socket. Alright, run it back. I need one of you to spawn. No, actually, we can't take Call the Herd, though. All right, give me targets to snipe, please. I can do that too, yeah. Yeah, it's like something muscle, basically. Fake muscle. Man-made muscle. Kind of like how the what the cyborgs have. That, or he's just built different. Have you ever considered that this old man, the guy who survived this long in this apocalypse, is just built different? He's the pinnacle of evolution. Ow. Yeah, they really do. Ascend to safety. Alright, gold brick. Am I really that unlucky not get... Why won't you spawn? Yeah, the soundtrack goes hard in this game for sure. Oh, Wreckhang. Wait, who is that? Who is hostile? Is that the sniper? Certainly not Goldbrick, I don't think. Well, let's go see what he has. It's probably the sniper, I imagine. Is the sniper flagged as hostile? And not the sniper? Oh yeah, I forgot. When you bring a 20mm into Ashen Mesa, after you fire a shot, you get hunter killers on you immediately. Which could be an actual blessing. So many bodies. Was it you I killed? I think it was you I killed. Is that the sniper? What gun is that? Is that an Uzi? I can't tell because his body's in the way. Oh, saw. He had a saw. It was a, what is a cultist? What is a cultist doing out here? It was a cultist with a saw. That is so weird. Is that Russian? It looks like Russian characters, right? I think. Am I crazy? No. Huh. Oh, Chekhov. We look upside down. It's Chekhov. Very weird. Seeing and maybe he spawned with the... Sir, what are you doing with cultists? Sir? Oh no. I don't feel like Rat King is long for this world. Goodbye, Rat King.
Shots at us.
Ow, I'm getting shot by the frickin' hunter killers. I wonder how this spot is for a sniping spot. It's got decent cover, I guess, and the spawn should still probably happen here. Let's see. Can you just get up here naturally? Not really. That stops you. I mean, it's probably pretty safe. You do have a good shot. The movement's a bit janky, though, I will hear say. Like, you gotta have this invisible wall here you can't move by. Is that a light on inside of it, too? Okay, hold on here. What is that light? Alright, please don't see me. I don't see it anymore. Huh. It was just like a reflection of the light itself. Yeah, I see you, EODs. Run away! Or just a reflection off the sun or something like that. There is like a ray traced mode too. So like on the Unreal Engine Unlocker to take like camera pictures and stuff like that, there is a way to turn off lumen and use ray traced. And naturally the maps aren't built to use ray traced lighting, so that it's not perfect. But I will say, Ashen Mesa with the ray traced sun looks quite good. Yeah, there's no choice right now. Yeah, it loses, it uses only Lumen right now. Yeah, yeah. I will say, like, other maps though, it immediately breaks because naturally they're in pretty dark environments. And I don't think I think a lot of the lights aren't really organic per se, like this kind of is. Like on Scorched, I think on what's it not Scorched Enclave? The Scorched Enclave, I think it looks fine. On what's it called? On Scrapyard Nexus, it like breaks immediately. I think Scorched and Mesa. Have I gotten one before in other maps? I don't think so. Scorched is very orangey, yeah. Just like the shading on that map. But yeah, very weird. We got a cultist spawned on the surface, and it spawned like right next to our guy, our king. No, not really, just less experience. They're just getting a quest done too, really, or trying to get a quest done. We'll give it one more shot to get Gold Brick or God Sniper to spawn, but one more shot. Please spawn. I want to shoot you cross map, please. Perhaps, or maybe like they're hunting the king up top. If they're holding, they don't like AIs, though. They worship. I think they worship the grabber, right? Which is a rogue AI. Or at least I think it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, spam on meds. Though I was definitely getting low on meds there. I'm out of meds currently. I only have smalls left. So like I definitely kind of felt like I needed to leave there because I was taking a lot of damage from EODs. That is definitely a downside, I will say, of the 36M now, is it does seem to like, if you, I haven't tried testing it too much, but it seems that like after one shot or one kill with a 36M on Mesa, I don't know why, but it just seems to trigger hunter killers immediately. It's a weird thing, but it happens. Maybe they just want to make sure, like, if you're using an anti-tank rifle, you're going to draw a lot of attention, which it does do. You get hunter killers immediately on Mesa. All right, one more shot. Let me also get my jumping pack. We need to be careful too. I have no meds left, basically. I haven't really tried cryo ammo at all. I just know that, like, from the video, it's pretty buggy. The sun is longer. I feel like if you're in a situation right now where you're having to use cryo ammo on the dog, you're already in a bad spot anyway. Yeah, like if you're to the point where you're having to use cryo ammo on dog to try to like stun it for a second so you can run away, you're probably already fucking up to begin with. Yeah, step one, just don't piss off the dog in the first place. What they need to do is just like, they need to DM the Alien Isolation devs and ask if they can control C, control V, the AI for the alien, and just put it on the dog. All right, what you got for me? Oh, there we go. We have gold brick. No sniper though. Okay, so I didn't bring the 36M, which means we do have to be careful here because I need to hit my headshots. All right, so we're gonna intentionally miss here first. Okay, so yeah, it's about halfway down here. How's bad as the SVD? No, it's about the same. So the problem here is, right, God Gold Brick does more damage than us, and if he hits us, he's gonna probably kill us. Not in one shot, but 2 shots. Star Fury. All right, let's try. Look it. All right, and accuracy is fine. A little bit too high. The reload not great. Okay, 1 shot, 1 kill. The other ones were just zeroing shots. So the key here is, if you're gonna SVD him, you need to make sure you put a few bullets down range. If you hit him once and do not kill him, he will immediately shoot at you and probably hit and chunk you for, I think, is it 1.5k? It's like either, it's a lot of damage. It will almost one-shot you if you're low. It will definitely one-shot you if you're low HP. Like Scav Girl at stock, but like the problem is it will stagger you with the first shot, and then by the time you get unstaggered, the second shot's on the way, resulting in you getting murdered. All right, there we go. No. Yeah, for sure. Anyone else? There's one more left. Did they already respawn? Please contain yourselves from respawning immediately. Really? All right. I will say, actually, you can probably snipe up here a bit. Like, it's not gonna be long range by any means, but it'll be safe and it'll be like have units respawning around you. Wait, can we get up here? I've never actually tried this before. Probably aiming for right there, I guess. Visible wall. Is it all? Yeah, yeah, I can't get in here at all. This is a really good spot for sniping if you want to like kill some cyborgs. That works pretty perfectly well. Ow. Yeah, it definitely feels like a no over here. Yeah, definitely not. All right. I guess actually I haven't tried getting out of bounds over here before. What did I do to deserve HKs? I was sprinting around. I will say stuff like this is cool too on maps, right? Like walk. Oh, it's fair. That was a while ago though. Like moving around destroyed cities like this, super cool. Ow. Oh well. Oh, hey, we're good. Moving through the ruins of destroyed skyscrapers would be really fucking cool. Am I out of meds? Oh, I'm out of meds. That's not good. I'm probably pretty low. I've taken a lot of fall damage today. Ooh, I wonder if we get on. I haven't tried getting on there before. I'm still very scared of the EODs, but yeah, hopefully. Oh yes, the classic. The classic broken crane. Please don't kill me. I definitely feel like this is possible. There we go, yep. Now this is probably worse as a sniping spot. The cover isn't great. This is a pretty good cover, I will say, actually. The migration.
Shit ton of action down there. We should avoid it.
I agree. Yeah, I do think, like, because this is a PvH action shooter, they can do weird things like they don't do forced platforming, but like I would like some optional platforming elements. I really do like pneumatic jump a lot. Pneumatic jump's really fun. Wait, what? Weird shading? Okay. Oh. Stupid metal. I didn't kill your friends. You didn't notice that. Where's the hunter killer, by the way? I'm kind of scared because the fact that I don't see a hunter killer yet probably means it's dog. Like, if it should be an EOD by now shooting at me. And so the fact that there's not an EOD shooting me right now makes me really feel like it might be dog. It's pretty rare, but it can happen. I will say, this is actually, I don't think I've seen this before, by the way, either. It's like really weird, interesting concept right now where it looks like I've never seen a cyborg join up with two Eurasians or Euruskans in a squad, and they're very clearly moving in a squad now. Hold on, let me try something out. Yeah, they're in a squad. That's cool. I don't think I've noticed that before. Like, it looks like they're... Now, there is a chance that they were a pre-configured squad, but maybe after combat, they reform into squads. I don't think I've ever actually noticed that before. And I saw it over here too with like this conga line where we have the armed cyborgs with the melee cyborgs. That usually never happens. So I'm guessing like if the combat ends, they're supposed to reform into squads with local allies. But because of the prevalence of despawn and respawn triggers, that almost never happens. Like, for example, these guys respawned because we're sitting here, right? And they respawn as a full squad of Eurasian cyborgs, or regular ones. But if you're actually persistent enough and they're long enough on the field and they don't despawn, they actually do have the AI to form new squads out of remnants. So I imagine if we shoot one of these guys, they're all going to aggro, right? They're very clearly visible in a squad. That's cool. Unfortunately, it's not utilized at all right now because they despawn so quickly when you're moving away, but that's cool. Like organically mixed squads after combat ends. This might kill me. I have no idea how low I am. Let's just not find out. Dare disturb the conga line? No. Never. I imagine I'm at like 300 health right now. Hold on. All right, what's the bet, guys? Over or under 300? Oh. Was I just blind and didn't notice that, or was that always there? No, 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 no! See, the melee attack they have is not indicated by them knowing we're here. It's indicated by us being in close proximity to him. I don't even think it's accurate right now. Yeah, it's not accurate. It's just a melee attack they do when they detect anything close by. Or not detect, but just have anything close by. It would be really cool if they changed that to actually have the melee attack only be triggered if it actually is aggroed on you, so that you could actually sneak by it. It would be so cool to go into the legs of one of these. It might walk off too. We have gotten the medium to walk off before. Well, so because we haven't hit the despawn trigger yet for these, they kind of just been around for a long time. Like they meandered over here when we were just like sitting atop of there. Sir, please let me pass. I don't want to go to bunker. I don't want to go to bunker. Is it a, yeah, it's not an HK, it'd be funny. My name? My name is Kilpo. Oh, what is my name? It's like, my name is Kilpo. What is my quest? I seek the Holy Grail. What's your favorite color? Blue. No, red. Ah! All right. Role playing done. Well, I've had HK medium mechs. I've had HK medium mechs walk off the map, but those are hunter killers. They are like programmed to like walk toward us and kill us. I think they won't voluntarily path up the map, but like I have seen it occasionally happens where they'll walk off the cliff. But only if they're like the super aggro ones, the hunter killers. All right, we murdered Goldbrick. I'm happy. All right. What map now? Vendors, Pendleton. These are all still scuffed, right? Yeah. Mood. Hashtag consequences. I have. I tried it like maybe like a week or two ago, loot draw off. It didn't do anything for me. It ran into it, blew it up, and then continued going forward to murder me. It didn't seem to help. I'm not sure if it hurt or not, but it definitely didn't seem to help. All right. You know what I haven't run in a long time? I can't do it. I'm old man. Old man can't use SMGs. His poor metal hand doesn't allow him to. I wonder why that's the case, though. Maybe he's just like prejudiced against SMGs. He's like, I want a full bore rifle or nothing. Oh, it's beautiful. The pinnacle of gun design. Wait, I have something for this actually. Come on, get to me. I know you're here. Come on. There we go. I mean, if there was to be a sniper pistol, I could see a revolver being one much more than the 87 target. They're actually, what's the one that the French GI Jin uses, right? They actually have a revolver pistol that's a sniper rifle. It actually has a giant scope on it. I can't remember what it's called, but it does exist. That's a revolver sniper rifle. It is, in fact, a real thing. Oh no, I'm gonna go sniping. So, Sala, you can go connect the loot from you die. So if I wanted to go back and get my stuff, I could. You only get your guns back and like rig equipment back. You don't get like the stuff in your inventory back. So if you had like a really cool gun you wanted to get back, you can go back and fetch it by going to where you died, picking it up. I don't really bother with that, though. It depends on the gun, right? If I had a really valuable gun. Oh, also, weird thing about night shifts sometimes I've noticed occasionally, as you can probably see right now. I don't know if there's a way to fix this while I'm in raid. I think it's DLSS causing this, if I remember correctly. If I go off. Yeah. I want to say it's DLSS that causes that. Very weird bug. Yeah, I think it's performance mode of DLSS. I turn this off right now. Yeah, something about it right now is just like cursed. So yeah, if you ever have that bug, it seems to only happen on particular areas of night shift maps. It's DLSS, just turn it off for the night shift map or just leave. My frames aren't actually that bad. I mean, it's definitely, I don't think 60 anymore, but... only Sal. So Sal, if you go back into the map and die again trying to get your stuff, I believe it's only the last items that you had that are still there. So like it's only persistent for one raid. Generally though, it's not too hard to get your stuff back. But like, so if you pick up your stuff though and then die, I believe it gets back into your inventory. Though someone correct me if that's wrong. I don't know that much about it, but I believe if you pick it up, even if you die right after that, you still get your stuff back. See you, zombie. Yes, the mounds of cyborgs. I can probably go the other way, actually. Though I think I can actually get on these, can't I? I can snipe up here. Yeah, this technically works not well. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty forgiving right now. Like the most like unforgiving thing about this game so far is the water mechanic. It's unforgiving in the sense that it's kind of a weird mechanic that they're gonna get rid of eventually. But like, even if you play around it or play into it, it's pretty easy to manage. It's just the whole like concept behind it's kind of weird. Yeah, my FPS is a little rough here.
A ton of action down there. We should avoid it.
I cannot tell where I'm hitting. Oh, this is high, right? I forgot. This is like, I think it's high. I think this gun, like, actually shoots weirdly, like, high into the left. Yeah, oh yeah, we don't have hit markers. I forgot about that. So we can't actually tell when we're hitting. Hold on, I actually need to see if I'm hitting or not. Oh, the lack of visual indicator. Is it? Oh, just wildly inaccurate. Now he's in cover. It's not fair. Is this really better? No, not really. There we go. Oh, it's just, I guess it's just high. Hey, we got it. We won. Are they underground? What's going on with those red dots? Oh, those crawlers are getting Sam. These guys are freaking tanky. Yeah, just grazing that with 9 mil. I gotta be gas for this. I'm back. Embrace the curse, VKS. You know what I like in my 50 cal sniper rifles, my 50 cal rifles? The ability not to like kill someone in one of my magazines. All right. Also, I've noticed too. I actually didn't see this earlier. I think we're covered in more ash than we were before. Or does it like change depending on where we are? Like we didn't start out this covered. That's kind of cool, actually. And I don't think we had this much like actual stuff on us at the beginning. So like we've become like more covered in ash on our coat. Though unfortunately our rig is perfectly fine, but that would be really cool in the future. Yeah, it just seems to be only the code. Alright, we do have a quest to kill Pyro, but Pyro is probably dead on this map immediately. Oh, so are we out of meds? Oh yeah, we're out of meds. Alright, there's a brawler. Yeah, ignore the clipping audio, by the way. That's a weird bug with the commanders. Or I think a commander and a few other units too. Really, like he actually, I've noticed that's like a mechanic with all the stealth kills is that it's not really that stealthy, but is Old Man actually an exception? I know he has a pretty fast stealth kill animation, unlike some units. Hey mob. You're covered in ash too. I should probably leave. Ow. Always remember, by the way, the correct way of leaving the map. Which is step 1, not dying, but we go up, we go under, we go over. Using the actual entrance is just too conventional. We have to go in from the rear.
Damn close call. On a day of close calls.
Yeah. A little lost HP here and there. It does work. I mean, the sniper pistol does actually work remarkably fine. It's just that 9mm is pretty anemic unless you get headshots. And even with headshots, it still takes a while. Alright, first things first. My glorious FPS, please come back to me. There we go. No. Though, you are right to assume invisible wall, though. There's a lot of invisible walls throughout the game, which is very sad for me. Though fair, I've tried to escape maps way too many times. It does make sense for them to constrain us inside invisible walls. Yeah, I mean, like, Ludroth, I naturally want to believe the guy, but at the same time, like, what do we really know about the guy? I could say that I work for Fundog and allude things too. And I mean, it's fun to believe him for now, right? But just don't get overhyped at what someone on the internet says that you think might be true. You're just setting yourself up for failure. All right, so the big thing here is we definitely, absolutely, assuredly want to get some more meds. And so we're gonna go over to Elephant Mausoleum, because boy, do I really need some meds. It's pretty bad. I'm literally on smalls for a while now, and it doesn't feel great. So to Elephant Mausoleum we go. To the sewers we go. Yeah, I for the fun of talking about it, Ludroth, I have no problem saying he exists and presuming he exists. Just be careful with stuff like that, right? There's no harm in talking about it for the fun. Just don't assume it's the truth.
Keep an eye out, guys.
I always find it interesting how you can reload the RPK without having actually need to reloading. Like we have full magazine. We're just like, let's keep reloading. All right, for meds we go. Nothing there. I really do like Old Man's aesthetic though. Like he's got some serious drip in his hobo fashion. Also, a friend is here. So, it depends on how long his trip is. If he gets low on water, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he will come back to a mission where he has to defend his innards, and it's actually quite a hard mission. If he has like an automatic shotgun or like a machine gun, or he's pretty good at killing big things, it should be fine when he comes back. He'll just have to do that mission, and if he passes it, he's fine. But like, as long if it's more than 50 days, start being worried. But I believe no matter what, you will still get that mission when you come back now to defend your innards. Ash or snow? I think it's all ash. I don't think there's snow here. There could be snow, but it definitely seems like ash. Oh, it could be snow, yeah. It is the forever winter, right? Though it would seem crazy to me that the like, oh shit, it's free water. All right, we heard the dog earlier. I heard. You know, I really would like to go into the medical room. Sir. Sir. Alright, well, wait, hold on here. Let me get a side shot, actually. Well, weirdly enough, gotta consider too that this dog is the only one shot you below 1k. Now, the problem is, I don't have good enough meds to like re-heal after getting swiped once. So he can probably recover and come murder me before I can actually get my healing back up. But I am curious though, I saw something. No, it's not, okay. Just shielding. Yeah, permafrost. It could be like just falling ash or falling snow. Then the snow could be irradiated. Who's a good boy?
Something's out there. Ain't no man.
I didn't have it. I thought I might have to jump. Sir, sir, you're not supposed to do that. Weird. So, hold on. What's my HP at as old man? Am I below 1.5k? Hold on, I'm actually curious now. No, so Dog got updated, but I have had plenty of instances where on Elephant Mausoleum... Oh, he might have hit me. Napalm, good point. He might have swiped me without the animation. Or rather, his swipe bought me below 1k. Because the dog on Mausoleum is not like the dog on Cemetery. The dog on Elephant Mausoleum is still the one where it only kills you with one shot if you're below 1 HP. I guess because of we don't have HUD on right now, we didn't see the hit. No, so there is a cooldown though between that napalm. I have definitely been hit below 1k before by his swipe, and not been immediately insta-killed afterward. There does seem to be a cooldown in the animation between like you getting hit between 1k and getting instantly grabbed and killed. At least that's what I've experienced. If you've experienced something different, please let me know. It might be just inconsistent. But it definitely weird. Anyway, run it back. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm sure it bugs out all the time too. That's a very fair catch with the dog also. Dog just tends to do lots of buggy things. Aramaki, baby, I'm sorry. Your cyborgs are too fun to kill. Sure, have an A12. That didn't really help. Yeah? Probably not worth doing guns at all. How would you like 51 rig lights? Didn't do that much. Some data? There we go. Let's make you real happy. Do I have any lockboxes right now? Oh, I do have a lot. I do have a lot of lockboxes. I didn't even see that. There we go. No, the heads are for me. Not giving away my heads. The heads are my trophies. If I give them back, what will I have to show for all my cyborg kills? 762. That's not great. Maybe it's time for the AK. Time for the lovely AK. Quick sell would be nice. Just yeah, the general UI is like the way I'll describe the UI is like it's fun, it's serviceable, but like underwhelming. Like it works, it's functional. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It's functional. It's perfectly fine for an alpha. But it's hopefully something I see like amended in the future. Or improved in the future. Alright, run it back. Yeah, it's weird. The whole thing with alcohol. Though it is canon now, that cyborgs crave it. Just like Brondo.
Stay quiet. Get this done.
I mean, maybe eventually we'll see that they're flammable, right? when we get fire effects. I mean, Pyro's gonna have a flamethrower eventually, right? He's got the gas tanks on his back. Oh god, beautiful hobo tech. Look at this, how amazing this jacket is. Wait, is he still like wearing like really shitty suits, like shoes though? Hold on. Where are you? Yeah, like he's got like the best hobo tech jacket, and then he is like, his shoes are literally just like cloth plus. What it actually looks like is he took some extra long pants and has sewn them shut and put duct tape around the ankles. Like, it's not even actual real shoes or even close. Like, it's not even like cloth shoes. It's literally just a really long pants that he has sewn shut. And the dog's back. You know what, Papa? Fair point. Sir. Okay, while he's away. This dog is currently gone. Grab my shit. So here's my little corpse right here, I can see. The HUD's not on, so you can't really tell. Oh, look at my hands right there. Ugh. Alright, well, dog's busy. See, that's why we need like a squeaky toy, right? It would be really funny, by the way. There is like the dog in the innards that has the dinosaur toy. It would be fun to have like a dinosaur toy like lure for dog. To like drag him away from an area. We're closing the door because for some reason, like whenever you open this door, just a flock of cyborgs starts spawning and running toward you. So it's generally good when you want to loot this area to just close the door behind you. You will have to kill the cyborgs eventually, but it's better to do it when you're not looting. Sure, why not? Also, what's with all the bones in here, man? Like, what is going on with bones? I guess it kind of makes sense, right? Well, okay, in a grim kind of sense, right? It makes a little bit of sense if, like, when you have someone die, they're stripping the flesh off for mystery meat, and the bones remain. But I feel like if you were like that desperate for sustenance, you definitely would grind up the bones as additional substance too, and especially the marrow, right? Like, if you're gonna be a beggar, and, you know, not a beggar, a cannibal, go full bore and go for the marrow and bone also. Make some nice broth. Like, if you're making mystery meat out of humans, corpse starch, go ahead and just use the bone too. Don't be wasteful. Exactly, they need some calcium, right? You shall not pass. I will say, it's probably where the scramblers can't climb. Feels like they probably should. Ah, yes, every door breaks and you open it. I need to talk to whoever, like, makes the doors in this place about how bad they are making doors. Right, yeah, we're just full. We have plenty of meds now, though. We can leave. So we spawned here, so we need to go over to either pipes or to the trench line. We'll try trench line first. All right. 1 mech, 2 mech, 3 mech, 4 mech? Probably just 2. We'll go around before they start getting really janky. And we'll go out and around because the trench lines are scary because of that. It should be an exit here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's not terrifying. I wonder if the statue is there. It is, yeah, hello statue. So what that is a few of the maps have like weird areas where it's like a spawner area, and it seems to be some bugs with some areas where like the units will be there for a while or forever depending on the context. Like for Ashen Mesa, if you melee execute a unit on Ashen Mesa, in the middle of the map there'll be a few floating T-posing or idle posing units. And on this map, there's that little area outside the map near the where we just saw, where like a statue spawns occasionally, or even a cow. A cow will be there temporarily until the cow leaves the map. But like as the cows are floating overhead, there'll just be a cow there, just stationary. All right. So now we have meds. At least we have more meds than we've ever had in a while. Which I believe it means it's time for the Scrapyard Nexus. And lots of bullets. Let's grab our 36M. You know, we haven't actually used a GM6 in a while. Let's use a GM6. It is time. Let's actually use this here. Like, let's actually go full. Let's go full weird. Full things I don't usually run. That's plenty for that, and we'll bring plenty of 308, which I still have a decent amount left of. Thank God. Oh, that's why we're not on a full rig. Let me fix that real quick. Come here, you. I wonder why we can carry so little. So 3, 3. And 308, we should be able to carry all 600 there, yep. And then 50 cal. We're 20. And then bring a regular few meds too, just in case. Do we have the Brawler quest? I don't think the components still drop yet. Yeah, you can farm HKs. It's a bit tedious because it takes a while, but yeah. If you really want to stock up. Destroy crawlers. That'll work. Regions, Scrapyard Nexus, loadout. Maybe they will next patch. Yeah, I know. Like that was a big thing. That was like out of everything like they did for the last patches. That's probably what irked me the most. Is the patch notes were entirely accurate, or the patch notes were vague enough to like be unsure of what they meant. So, for example, like one of the patch notes was quest fixes. And like, I was like, oh shit, like they fixed a lot of the quests. No, I actually can't tell what quests they fixed at all.
Well, dive another.
My minions, they're back. My precious minions. I honestly couldn't tell if they did. I don't want to say they didn't, because I don't know what bugs they thought they had, but yeah, the components, connecting the dots, Red Baron's like quest, all that good stuff. I'm unsure what they fixed. My beautiful minions. And they're excessively floppy bullets. Yeah, the water map too. Though, like, the water map was dropping from the water scavs, though. I'm not sure if it was for the quest. They did fix Water Thief. I'm not sure if it's for the quest or not. Why do they not fight scramblers? That's so weird. Maybe they scramble targeting systems? Is that what scramblers do? I mean, that's pretty par for the course of these cyborgs, right? They are just sent to their deaths. They are meat for the cannons, meat fodder, basically. We have more people than we have ammo. Keep sending more people to drain all their ammo. But no, it is quite interesting how just like how reckless these cyborgs are. Though it is curious too how they don't shoot at scramblers. Yeah, for sure. I think that definitely true, little pop ball. So it would be nice to be able to actually do like hardcore runs where you don't use the traders, but not get like, for example, if like some of the quests give you silencers, it'd be huge. Because like right now, if you do like a no trader like run on a playthrough, like you are gimped incredibly badly by the lack of silencers. And like, I know it's been said you can get a silencer in raid. It's just like so exceptionally low. It's incredibly unlikely you'll get one. Like, it's a fraction of a percent basically from the loot pool. Now these guys should actually shoot drones pretty well if they still have ammo. Yeah, they're pretty good for killing drones, I will say. Even considering they're very floppy bullets. No, no. No, you still... I thought they were out of ammo. No, they're just being derpy. You silly little guys, you. Alright. Alright, officer, so no grenade launch on that one. Alright, both officers are not grenade launcher officers, which is huge. That's really nice for us. Whenever you're on this variant of the map with like the clear skies, you have to be cautious because when there's not a prison settlement here, there will be 2 squads of Yuskans with an officer at the front, and sometimes the officers will be the male ones with grenade launchers, and naturally they're very fucking scary. Are there 4 crawlers here today? 1, 2, no, it's a scrambler. Okay. I don't think I one-shot these to the head, but we'll see. Pepper is good. The PM9 is like a perfectly good or fine 9mm, but like it's still 9mm, right? RPD is actually kind of ass because it's just a worse RPK. But the Vepr is actually like actually has sizable advantages over the other shotguns, or differences over the other shotguns, right? Really? There we go. Where you actually get some nice upgrades. Sir? Sir? Yeah, it always seems that the male Euruscan officers will always have grenade launchers. And they always lead from the front too. So like when you see a conga line of Euruscans, check the front unit. The front unit will be the officer always. Unless they're not in formation. And so, they will have the grenade launcher, which is nice because it means that you can kill the grenade launcher immediately if you get a good shot on them. Loot draw, 5 more bullets. Five entire more 9mm bullets. It is just like the GM6, technically better. The best kind of better. Oh, missed. Sir? Sir? For the most part, it depends on the map. There are variations, but... So there's map variants, and then there are, like, spawn variants. And certain maps will have... That sniper up there? Certain maps will have different, like, a different chance for things to spawn in certain areas. But sometimes maps will have static spawns, or at least off the rip. And so even this map does have some variations, right? Like I mentioned before, occasionally we'll have prisoners up here, and that will be different from the 2 Euruscan squads. That's the variation. But the other variation, right, is that when there are no prisoners here, the other variant is 2 Euruscan squads. That have different comps, right? They won't always have male Euruscan officers, but sometimes they will, and they will always have grenade launchers. Yeah, I definitely think, Lujaw, there's definitely an element of, like, they want to test out weapons and guns, and so they don't want to make them too rare. Because there is that element of it, right? Where, like, painless and, like, the grenade launchers are probably too common for how good they are, but at the same time, like, how do you get feedback on how they feel and how they operate when you can't ever get them? Yeah, I could have swore actually on that point, Lil Papa, I think I saw a laser from one of them up top. I'm not sure where they are now because I felt like I would have got shot by now by one, but like it definitely, I think I saw a laser. That or I'm losing my mind. I know it's not a popular genre too. I can't like stress enough though how hype it would be if they ever like license out this IP. Though like I want to see an RTS in this game. At the same time, I don't want to see a traditional RTS in this game. I really, there needs to be a new reinvention of the RTS genre, and it might not even be considered an RTS anymore at that point when it's a reinvention of the genre. But I feel like it's overdue for a comeback in some capacity. And it might be from not being the exact same genre of the old, right? Probably hitting the wall there. I played low on ammo, probably. But it's kind of like what I'm hoping for this game too, is they don't try and recreate a Tarkov extraction shooter. They take the base template of extraction shooters and like augment them in some way, or do new interesting things that you couldn't normally do in like a purely PvP or mostly PvP environment. Yes, Snowman, for sure. Like, people think like that's exactly. So for example, right, the whole kind of thing with MMOs after World of Warcraft came out is they were so hyper fixated on literally making a like a better or their version of World of Warcraft that they kind of lost sight on making an original MMO that drew players in. They were like, when you make a game that's just a direct copy or just a direct ripoff or just a direct like kind of variation of another game, it feels like the best that you could ever do is take a portion of that game's population, right? Like, you'll never actually exceed that game, right? Because all you're doing is taking that game and fragmenting its audience. And so you shouldn't try to replicate a game like that, because all you're doing is fracturing the audience, and you should never expect sales more than that game originally had, right? And only should expect a small fraction of that too, right? Like, was there even an MMO that came close to World of Warcraft in regards to popularity? I don't think so. It was all small fractions, right? And it was all usually mostly ex-WoW players that were like, oh yeah, we played this for a while, it was fine, but you know, it's not WoW, so they go back to WoW, they just don't play WoW. So like, just like that, right? Don't try to make a new StarCraft, just make your own thing. But like a strategy game with like actual units you control is where I would start at. But from there, I'd be interested in where you go. You could go like a Beyond All Reason or like Supreme Commander route, but like maybe variations of that too, right? Did I not finish you? I could have swore I killed a lot of brawlers. Weird. I definitely feel like I killed more than 10. Huh. Alright, I really feel like I killed more than 10. Yeah, there's a reason too why I really do like, I do genuinely like the 50 cal sniper rifles and the Scar, because them taking the same ammo and having vastly different damage models is actually kind of nice. I can bring like a high-powered rifle for, you know, dealing with heavy infantry with one shot, but then I can have a Scar for dealing with all of the chaff in one shot with high rate of fires. It's quite nice. Let's use an uncursed Scar too. Like, if I don't care about going loud at all, this is probably my preferred setup, right? If I don't care about a silencer, just a sniper rifle in 50 and then a Scar in 50. And then when you're killing your opens too with this setup, they refuel you really fast. Like, if you ever get low on ammo with this setup, you just switch over to your NTW and you start one-shotting all the infantry, and you just get way more ammo back. Because the key thing here too is because each one of these rounds is a one-shot headshot kill against your open infantry, and your open infantry will usually drop at least one, if not more, of these stacks of 50 cal. So you're getting like a 30-to-1 return every bullet you spend. And naturally, you're not gonna hit every bullet, right? But like, it's so hard to actually run at a deficit of ammo when you're killing your opens with the setup. You will generally always come back with more ammo than you actually use. That's actually absurd. And I will say too, I really like Mech Trench. I feel like the problem with a few of these maps is like, so and it could be like a very like small problem in the sense of I play this game enough where like naturally the mods are going to feel, or naturally the maps are going to feel small. But after you do play these maps quite a bit, the mech trenches, the elephant mod, not elephant mausoleum, the mech trenches and the what's it called? Nexus is fine because Nexus has a very valid use case because it's supposed to be like a combat map, like a very linear combat map. But mech trenches and cemetery both feel like they're too small for their themes, if that's the case. Like the amount of POIs on this map and cemetery feel way too small. The maps lack a degree of depth, and I would say that like other maps lack depth too. I would argue almost all the maps lack a degree of depth, but these are the more egregious ones, both mech trenches and cemetery. And weirdly enough, I wouldn't say the same for Nexus, right? Because Nexus has a very clear kind of theme and role to it, right? It's supposed to be kind of this very linear, simple map that's supposed to have a lot of combat, and it does that consistently and does that well. But like for mech trenches and cemetery, like cemetery has the gimmick with the dog, but that's really about it. Yeah, I like mech trenches as the theme, but like when you play this, there's not a lot to the map. It feels like, right? Like you have this main area, and then you have that little supply room, and then you have the two pathways that generally you just kind of walk through, right? And that's about it. Like you generally don't, and like think of this, right? If you think about the amount of rooms in this map, you have the main med room that we're currently near, right? You have the mech hangar room, so that's 2 rooms. You have like kind of the supply area room, so that's 3 rooms. And then you have the meat grinder room, which is your 4th room. Like if you think about it, this map is only really comprised of about 4 rooms. Of any real substance, right? There's a bunch of interconnecting areas to like get you between those rooms, or get you like between those rooms and the extracts. But like when it comes to POIs or places of interest and like depth to the map, there's really only 4 areas. You have the main causeways, but the main causeways are just navigation areas and ambiance areas. They don't really do anything. And the ambiance too isn't really that much, right? And it feels like this is a map that would do well with additional layers, right? Like you have this really deep trench. Like this would be a cool, like the cool gimmick of this map could be a vast amount of vertical integration. Where you have this like vertically deep map with a lot of layers and like and verticality. But like right now it just feels very one-dimensional. Oh no, don't get me wrong. The areas themselves are cool, right? And they are distinct enough. That's why they're actually like distinct rooms and not like a connecting room. But like it feels like the map is a bit just like Mesa, right? And just like Cemetery. There's not a lot going on, making the raids very quick and in and outy, right? Like you can stay, like if you're not supposed to be that guy and you're not really supposed to fight, the maps really entail about like 4 or 5 minutes of gameplay each, right? There's not these long expeditions or raids. It's literally just get in, grab a few crates, and then leave. There's not really much navigation that takes place. Like Elephant Mausoleum's a good distinction where that's not the case. As you're navigating through Mausoleum, right? And looting, like you generally have to go through some areas where there is some inherent risk, right? Maybe they could stitch them back together, Snowman. I would prefer if they just kind of add additional, like, the verticality aspect kind of applies to a lot of maps in the sense of if they're concerned with performance, you can do a lot of neat things with closed off areas like this and verticality, and rooms because you can call out the rest of the map. Though I don't know, I am unfamiliar with Unreal Engine. I've never done Unreal Engine stuff. I've only done Unity stuff. So I am unfamiliar with how Unreal Engine works in that regard. But I would imagine it's a feature in Unreal Engine, right? The ability to unrender or de-render things or unload parts of the map when they're not needed.
Punch that time.
Burden, 100%. That's fair. I am very burdened. But yeah, it has like all these like really cool vertical elements that you don't get to explore. Like this would be a great map, for example, where like the platforming and the parkour of like pneumatic jumping can actually be a gameplay mechanic. Not necessarily a necessary one, right? But like say for example, like there was rooms connecting this causeway on each side, right? And there was elevators or stairways you could go up, but you could also platform up there via this as a way of saving some time. Or for example, if the elevator is guarded, or for example, if the elevator draws attention, right? It could be cool ways of like working gameplay elements in. Oh, for sure, yeah. I will say, like, yeah, every map is riskier now because the AI is much better in some capacity. In regards, they're much more accurate now. Like, before you could kind of sprint by enemies and live decently well. Now they will gun you down in an instant. And it's not remotely close. Like, it's like, if you sprint by a squad and you don't immediately get behind cover, they quickly eviscerate you, which is perfectly fair. Like, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, your risk versus a reward. If you're gonna sprint by someone trying to take a lot of risk, then, you know, sometimes you might die. Wilson, that's a good point, Wilson, right? Like, because Scorched Enclave feels like a pitched battle between all of the factions and there's a lot of fights going on, it never feels like there's a lull, or you always feel like there's a bit, it distracts you from the fact that the map is small, right? And it makes the small map feel much bigger because you're having to take your time navigating through the map because of the risks of certain areas, right? Like, Scorched Enclave is actually a really small map, right? There's not a lot to it, but because of the amount of stuff going on during it, it makes you approach the map usually, especially for newer players, right? In a much slower, methodical way. And even like, for example, right with the sprinting changes, even I generally will just not tend to sprint through a normal Scorched Enclave because of how dangerous it is, right? Because there is a great deal of like inherent danger to just like going full bore through that map. Because the sprinting will draw attention to you. Well, Pixel, yeah, what would you expect? But you actually got away with it before, though. In the previous patch, you could actually get away with it. Their reaction time was just slow enough, and their accuracy wasn't good enough to actually punish you that greatly for it. But no, Scorched Enclave is a great example of that. It's like there's enough stuff going on. The pitched battle in Scorched Enclave is good enough that it distracts you from the fact the map is quite small. It makes you approach it in a slower way. Well, like Mech Trench and Cemetery too. Once you get past the dog, like once you lock dog into a part of the map, there's nothing else going on in Cemetery, right? Like once you lock dog off in that one section of the map, you just go into the atrium and then like there's 3 guys there and that's it. That's the entire map. A bunch of loot containers and 3 guys. You can occasionally get instances where there's a lot more guys in there, but it's pretty rare. Scorched Enclave, decided to be quiet. But yeah, seeing all the units here too, like, this is interesting also because when you're newer to the game, you don't know the limits of the AI, so you don't know what is safe and what's wrong. And when you see all of these units moving around, you're like, where do I go? How do I sneak by here? So on and so forth. So you're being much more cautious than I'm being. which is perfectly fair, right? There's a degree of like, I've played this game enough where I know the limits of the AI and where I can be and where I can't be. Actually, there should be loot up here. Let's go get some loot. Yep. Hey, hey. Bar loading. Quite a day on Scorched enclave, actually. I want to go at it so bad. It looks so cool. Yeah, that's the biggest thing too. Like, I do hope they refine their performance a bit and can figure out how to spawn a lot more units at once. And I think part of it too is figuring out clever ways of designing maps to like allow you to do that. And perhaps a system too that keeps some degree of persistence going on in certain areas. Like, naturally, just like I was mentioning earlier, you can't keep rendering all the units all the time for performance reasons, right? Especially when you have a lot of units going on. But like, if there was a system in the back end where it kept track of units and what they were doing, or simulated that, like for example, right? Say for example, you move far enough away from an area where two squads fighting despawn. But instead of just being removed from the game entirely, they go into like basically a simulation where over like ticks of the game, right, they will simulate fighting in probably a very simplistic fashion, right? Like definitely not like a full like, you know, shoot versus shoot fight, but more like rolling dice, if you will. And when you come back, that will load back into the game with that simulation played out to wherever it stated it was at, right? So you might have, you know, oh, your Ruskip rolled really well, and so your Europa squad's dead, and so you spawn the Euruscan squad that survived, maybe some of those casualties, but then you spawn the dead Europans also, so that you come back and you feel that even though you didn't see the fight happen because you were far enough away that it didn't spawn, you come back to see like, oh, the fight was one way or the other. It fakes persistence, basically. Because sometimes persistence is way too much for a game like this to handle, especially when it's all local on your machine. If it was servers, I'm sure it could handle it perfectly fine, but considering it's all on your machine, you have to cheat. It really is like the kind of the curious thing about game design, right? Is figuring out how ways you can cheat things in some capacity, right? For performance or for like, you know, other reasons. How can I make this thing look real but be absolutely fake about it? Hello, sir. Ow, ow, ow. I don't know what... Oh, is it Toothy? I think Toothy might have, like, ricocheted me a little bit. I'm sorry. Apologies. I was helping you. I like how their sniper rifles just like they take the same philosophy, right? Of just like, my sniper rifle is also my rifle. It's just a 50 cal. I feel like I need to get out of here. Bye, Toothy. Bye, Toothy. Am I out of meds? Oh, I definitely am out of meds, I think. Oh, time to leave. I'm probably actually really quite low. 1890. Unfortunately, no jump today, so I can't jump over the pipes and go the cool way. Have to go the mundane way.
Oh shit, we made it.
All right. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I will be back on Monday. Hopefully there'll be a video earlier next week. I'll be working on it over the weekend, my free time. But yeah, hopefully patch maybe later today, probably not. But next week perhaps. Almost assuredly next week. Though we haven't seen the Q&A either. I'm very curious what the Q&A is. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next week and have a good weekend. Bye all.